Omufie, and of course, so office there, probably if you're in the office by this time, I end up winning us. Oyerepa TV, which you made Oyerepa Breakfast Time. So that Diana Hamilton Air Canal this week and the rest of the month, a year to damp on your coupon or Beshel or say, we'll call it up on the so say ye dear and do it. Amen. Like I say, Amen. If they don't pay and no, and I dear mom, meeting at the Kwesi Parker Wilson, minimum about.
Akua Asiedua ene ne mohia busuan fo free sabe kosi sabe bo no nkono ne fa ensamo asisi o my Ghana mu ne nkrofo man so de yabo ne nyina no a ye de ebeso mo ye nkomo yi ye wo titibit se nkomo nkitinkiti ni wom afi ye wo motivational coach aboshe by electricals ena afa ho ka eno so ye de bremo da no pa ye besi eche weather ne forex news ye de beba na ye de sports update aba weekend di niam ekokọ so nura mi wi se Arsenal so many papa Liverpool so almost say they've never walked alone.
Don't walk alone.
What I say almost so enkomoni bi ka ho ni na baba yi sabeba na wabehwe ni nyina de agu ye besi akire na the newspaper headlines nso aba Ghana te sen beba na health and lifestyle beto so na fe OBT agenda num ena no pay ye benya MPP national organizer Henry Nanaboache dodo na friend Nana B ono ne guest anapay ya ene ne bedi nkomo na e ma wure mfi so se president mampani akufado o wasantememu ebe ye adwuma ne 4 days enura no ba ye kochia wo kotokofie nti ene business as usual ebe fi ase na wabwa pro ahwehwehwehwe ya reporters di akire pane kura drop ya ye di ni nyina e de ba beso mo. Of
course, it's able for and that's the package we have for you this morning on the show. I mean, say your WhatsApp line on 0322497263. 0322497263. Remember so. Say it keep my and come on, kete.
Enkomo ketenkete na pay baby aye fi ase abusuafo mampani ba waba santemantami mu yabo mama ese no akọ menhia hemfie kochia otumfo ma oni ni kodi amane ma obi ebie niamani so kochese 32 major hospitals project and we fi ase wa Santi region kwa or the breakdown ni nyina breaking ni nyina e de e buy na ni nyina mu no chem se 2017 a obesua ya obedi mampani no we film puntudo ahodo bebre ase wo Ghana na santememu chefa na wo mu ne 32 hospital projects ya empenifo efi ase na 60 bed Asante Achi Municipal Hospital eno so oka ho asem ewo mu ebi na afi okeka ya chirem se district hospitals no ebi wo trade kokoben boaman nsuta sechere manso adubia mankranso kwabna kwa ye wo boase barekese kodie esiwa akrofum adujama adanse asokore mampon bantama ena nyina hini ena ni nyina mu no yesi psychiatric hospital so ewo onwe a ebe adweso nti asanteman echefa eno no mampani akufado nsemo de betu dwane na o se hospitals ni so mu be enum ena vamed engineering ACA eno wo manso nkwanta twede sabronum drobonso na afesuame ena Euroget nso ede ne nso na Eurojet project no eno so mampani dada akufo penso ena omu fi ase na ni nyina mu no ono so to aso afa no north nso tepa ebi wo na Asante Achi ye konongo ho nso ebi wo nti na chese mampani asemo de betu dwa good news ni nyina timi ekoyie na ebamu a ene Asanteman de ne de ho ekoyie pa 2022 BEC ya disuafo ofi ase ene mofra na omo ewie BEC nsore no omo ewie JHS no ene BEC nsore efi ase wo Ghana nyina na waye kefo kire se omo bom krata ne ho bai we dey kwesi me sha dante ho asem leakage asem no ana me na social media no
they are finish ase
enti fi na yiko na se bi nko ya ye bet
nne no channel critical moment the whole week kind of critical moment because people go on the trap before
aka wana bia na abebom enti omo de ho ama na egbatudwa adesuafo a ekotwora fi nsohwe no 552,276 552,276 ya wo free basic schools 18,501 mu ena Ghana baby amu kwotro na waye kefo ama ne awde aba wa breaking it down wa emu ma dodo mema ne 276,988 ena ma ne 275,288 centers amu kwotro mo kire se wo de toto last year de ne ho a 3.48 less
yeah
That is a fear train when inquiry we school do this year they are not
what accounted for the lesson.
Yeah.
Because say quite manifest say
it grow. Na say teba de anya na enye genuine course say bi enipa na no so a na say ye omodos na mo bi na ate asan a na o say ye komni ekohwe de enti a aba ne say ekoye anim no ye ne waye kefo bedi nkomo na ye hunu ye to so nkomo kitinkiti na emu no empanifo a wo ewo National Eye Care Unit emu Institutional Care Division ewo Ghana Health Service abo amane Dr. Penny Odano Dr. Honameto Afeke Dr. Yasem nyina ne kire se enipa go blind enifra ewo Ghana hapa na enipa 331,700 ena asafa visual impairment eye 1.07% wo de toto ho a enifra ne do so afi bia no mu bu akonta edi mu ama ne ebo eba ebeto bontem a wo de ne ekofa sa enifra bi ba ebi eye glaucoma yare no the pressure ba wani so anhwe ana wani bu ani nyina wu enwuma ewo mu nyina betete no ebi nso ye nyarewa hodo aye fafiri nsuom ene de keka ka ho ani nyina ka ho nche se nipa o mani fra afi bia wo man Ghana mu no e wo se ye ma ye ni koso na ye boda Euro papa na o man ye titimu na emrante ne maba wa nyina ni frifra no man ye ya bed na ma o man no wait time
so edro boarding ayedin pa
Kwesi wani no krenye fra edro ni ho fra nye fra obo ani de ni guso ti said me no de guso nso enche den ho
lady we friend say lady actress no Yvonne Nelson or complain what Twitter and dra say na ke do togu nani so beginning of the year na be 130 Ghana and on here kase almost about 250 Ghana cedis.
Yes, more.
It's no that's the question she was asking.
Wow.
It's on the nyadom obetimi ato na omo
the onion.
Yes. Now I'm say Terminator is low so was back.
Me tell you catch
waba. End of October. Stubborn Academy for na mo cha munche ni. Stubborn Academy for munche.
Mama grace period 1 month account.
And end of October ya.
I said na 30th September. And what they call end of that is a bosom intem.
It's in pacho 31st October ya. One register seminar as low to say. Obetwem wo be block you. To get ready. Why?
No, me say nkrofo bi nene kasa kakra.
And other sober or soft stance kakra. I'm just a newspaper no we'll put a statement out there. You know, sa and a tier. Quickly, message of motivation so and now pay always brought to you by Bosheba Electricals. My case is open. And Kania Papa Party we also call a Bosheba Electricals. So therefore, you message of motivation by here. Frank and Rana. It was your final pay, motivational message. Every Mr. Victor Frank, or probably German, I'm sure. Which is if you are spelling the D now. Now, I say, live as if you're already living for a second time, and if you had made the mistakes you're about to make now, live as if you were already living for a second time. And as if you had made the mistakes you are about to make now.
Victor Frank asema okana na pay nyina ne tietia. Kwesi say abraboi second chance in shede ni wo sa.
Second chance.
Wetwemu show ko keke. Wose bo bra te se de wakwa ba wase nya opportunity asan betena se bi. Enfumso bi a we ye ne biribi atwemu no. Se wo chance na akoba wo se obi timi ka se o san ya kwada biewu a obi wetwetwa scarce obi ho a ekuro ton ho a no wahwetwa no na de akorete wo de enti wanya opportunity ade a kyen ye second chance na mu ne wo no ne wo ya anko yie anaso se ne ma bia wadwen ho a unya nka abeye a wo hwe a enhye da mo a wo no botu be etugu baabi na fu ani si de ye ne so na yire wo ho na life we no etwamu eno ano no ayese kosu afiru nsa bofo mu no milk ehwiegu anwem wo ye ho hwienye ye enti second chance na wanya no eye ade akyewe sisane o ma bi correct ni o ma bi niensi yie no hwese ubeye na ubesiesie no na ubepre apede ye nko a na emu to life ne basa abrabo no bi se wa mo bra na bra ne bedi
of course
abrabo etimi bu life etimi bu
bu ti abrabo na di papa
oye hu hwie nye ye na be hu classmate asa wadi be 80 years na hu se wo de nyame ahira enti Victor Frank asem no ye fentu na mo live your life te say de wanya akwa san ba wo san ko ba wo correct ne oma enti hihye ne oma ye eda mo se
yeah, message of motivation and no pay and no quickly yankofa the weather for the next 24 hours. For another pay, we share the weather forecast. If you have a book, was it been 2% and 3%? Is a chance of rain sakra. But however, I don't pay me so whether now I think for the past few days in Antissa, but then no pay is I won't want part, you know. Whatever it is, and you can't really predict. Wow, raincoat and no umbrella there. For sure, bagging in case the sensation to brown. So that is our weather forecast for the next 24 hours. You can check it. See, no, say, I see 2 Mikasa will same boat, you know. By the end of the year, they're probably a bit made to buy 15 Ghana cedis to $1. You know, Shambra.
Yesika 7 so say na etie Ghana cedi no as against the major trading currencies abusuafo we no kra ye ya ne nkrofo kasa Bank of Ghana quotation on quote but ko form so wunya ne say
ebunya ne say they now call Bank of Ghana we wunya bi wo 12
cedis ne 13 cedis nyina $1 ne pound sterling the edruni the asset cedi na tepriga bill say so dollar na tepriga
break 8 breaking 9
annuity ye de besi ho ye be ko ni akofa ye first commercial break ye baba isa the sports lawyer why krado or the sports update Ghana any baby ade e de baba to ayeso
so pesa obeye ensemtrenia enye school bi akeke ene wo so ko ene school amekanfo dia mawa eye Oxford Institute of Business and Journalism admission ashase 2021-2022 academic year over 2-year NAPTES diploma programs BTC journalism and media studies business administration and hospitality management short courses between 6 months cosmetology and makeup digital and social media marketing radio broadcasting and a video and photography. Our facilities are what do ebe bo wadishia. Your hostel facilities are obenya baby ada TV any radio studio what be your practicals obetro computer environment nanka sansono e wo ye kama achirechire fo so wo mabin na se wo wie wadishia attachment any adwuma sam de woni how kra free 0504234005 ana 0244724087
Rasta fuwo group.
Obitinyo, bebani wu. Erati ni
mami. Letu kana mi yanko.
Wo mi nekio.
Fakiri mami.
Woi, bebani wo. Obi mami. Woi, obi mami o. Obi mami o. Bebani wo. Woi, obi mami o. Obi mami o.
Mama, medasi. Yanko ko nshira pa. Uni mwanka me banu wi. Na uni driving school bi abetima me de miracle. Ghana had here driving school no ayeba akope enoani J-Back driving school ya ewo Kumasi grow from Oben Ponos Hotel bosomi ba akope eno de kire wo betimi de car ye bibia ya wo pese wo ye eni kasem wo mu ne se won kasa odidi djuma wa hye wo nyina no aye fully air condition wo fra kiri ena wo ban so a o hostel wo hono mu a benya ba bia da kama na wo sua wa de eno an se wo fra wo mu asem pe TNT
0240684078 0240684078
J-Back driving school kapchie nimde fie.
Hello, Mama. Baby, come on here.
Debio, me hon shut down for me.
We a procure a 2.1 pa, Kojak for a year, who been near broadcast to be
Me patrol pro code.
Oh, Ebony.
Debio, when your pro code.
Where's your come up? Sorry, come.
Debi me pe pro code PROCOLD. I free Kojak KOJACH.
Kojak for the Ebony.
Enuni, me das. So woko drugstore bia, so woko pe pro code atwa. She, ana wanye brand for biantum.
Sankra tui, FD for Giatum say, come up.
Awusia odumfo na dum yembiem emrasa so sa no pa good emu nsem chefa ewo Oyerepa Breakfast Time no yere to aso ema we be konkofo nkruso nra games outdoor etodwa Spanish version of El Clasico and have a English Premier League Liverpool Man City Leeds Arsenal ni nyede ho nsem ebeto anim ene anopa ye be sha se Africa Confederation Cup no mkana so se de na Ghana ye ni edi achi eye Accra House of Folk and AS Red Bamako game no ba na wiye na Accra House of Folk asaba kon AS Red Bamako entimi ante enti Malifo na qualify 3-1 on aggregate yanhwenra kwan go no fa so e ban ma haso Enra Caleb Amankwa enya de oligo no ema Accra's for Kentinyam for man qualify. Nenra game no ebesha ase no former coach ema Accra House of Folk eyura Samuel Boadu ora inner perimeter ho in the second half ben sakra kakrakra ewo team no supporters ne feel say ono net bench a nkene ambese santi game no ba na wiye supporters of Accra House of Folk etodwom. Anopay we me the best serve as motivation ama bo bana densifo no tokune ye no eho abehia ama densifo ne dabi ono a omuyi na di na anu ya no ono ne okọ stadium ho supporters say now ye na ye beto aso e de free ensem fufroma ye bekọ El Clasico enra Real Madrid eche Barcelona e was Santiago Bernabeu e bomo eka miensa Barcelona etim wako.
or say I love Real Madrid and I love the fans. And we Rodrigo on the third goal. Emma Real Madrid. Yemfio na fe yenhwe England. Ewo English Premier League no Liverpool ewo Anfield. Wamo Esebakwa Manchester City entimiante. Enochi Oko Leeds United asuya Arsenal. Enso Esho Mekabakwa wamo entimi anti Bukayo Saka. Ena enya the only goal no Emma Arsenal. Better highlights number.
This is James Milner. Oh, it's a really good hand by the goalkeeper, but here's Robertson. Couldn't keep goalkeeper now, and Fabinho's gone down and doesn't get a free kick. And that's De Bruyne, and Haaland's coming. And Foden's there and scores. Now Alisson's saying he's got hold of the ball, but Manchester City are celebrating a goal. Well, they're checking the foul, actually. And it wouldn't come round for him. And there's the ball for Salah, who's got the spin, and Salah has the run, and Mohamed Salah scored, doesn't, into the back of the net for Liverpool. You just don't stop him when he's in that mood. And now, was there ever a doubt that that wasn't going in? 9 minutes will feel a long, long time. There's the ball over the back, Haaland's waiting. It's a brilliant clearance by Virgil van Dijk, and Salah. Bernardo Silva is all over him. Look at that. Well, we see Jurgen Klopp has been sent off by Anthony Taylor.
Abusia enti yebejina Liverpool omo gamer enra omo di nkonim no so na anopai yeda gudi mu nsem no esi still sports lawyer, the only sports lawyer in Ghana football. Yenai homra ye ba newspaper review no ebeto aso.
Ebema Mwakwaba Ediaba newspaper headlines Ebrena Song say Yebura da ubo enkrata hodo a enedwoe eto dwanimu na yesone so kakra bi de edika editie yede nyina emamo midi edema me frempoma crunche na se de da anopa bia ye no no empanifo mienu edikan atena se Akua Asiedua woni Kwesi Parker Wilson aye no omo eneba bedi nkomo no nkrata no musem na doson na yenhwe de edimu akotini empanifo me Mwakwaba
Emia
FK for short.
Me no share. You say that one say that one.
Yes, headlines.
We are sure.
Hey,
we are sure that means
say.
Not me check. Hey, me bob me ya bakukra. We fear them.
And I'm not Timechi and na me ti wenim sa.
Timechi.
Ghana jinjini ne how.
Ghana
jinjini. When you do timu a.
And so we are for palo na.
What we you?
It was on video.
Me win na pile on phone no ya na.
A brand channel ye trotro meet. Or say economy just won't me.
Into we dan one behwe hwa na.
There be also palo nim. And other nice see a so. And then fun.
And I'm for so chat video no no.
Get fun.
Makoto say obi ehye bi so a fire brigade for abigina say o makofa ta o maka tenten.
I'm praying no.
Between Miracle Mirage,
okay.
Adabraka, Cathedral, mental hospital, Quine, who's in the YMCA.
Now, say, mental hospital, the NSN,
and see your Paucho, see for moon, and all the
Ghana.
I was also going to Quadubio Cofro, while the last thing I was
oh, the video is sad. The video is very sad.
Next week, time as well.
Sister. Broken heart na yen is how. A man manage now na.
Oh, sir. No, but I've read reports.
And they used to say Ghana economy. No one in him so na wu. Ma yen hwan krata ne mu nsam no na yen fama mo. Aha, yen hwe de edika wo ha ye na yenko yenim ye the Daily Graphic ena ebesha se anopay na wo share animu ha ya was go out and tell success story Asante Hini to president NFA Asante Achim Central Municipal Hospital opened my share IMF on some way IMF negotiation UK France Germany commit to Ghana NFA the edase honum timpani for my share Daily Graphic wo share the edani mu hakakra ya was it go out and tell success story Asante Hini to president
no I say president who kumase obanra o de 94 days na eba ne to no na ja ukokuro bia so a ukokuro wura ho e do ho kokire na okọ menhia nra ne no asem na Asante Hini bon na mane ka kire ne se wa ya dwuma ni bi nti wa akọka wasem ye ti kumase yi wakoye mpuntu dwuma bi o hamile anago olu a ye nkọ ho ti wa wakoye wadwuma no na wo so ka ho asem obi hu de waye ti me se na ya baso ba na president nso fo aso e kire niam wo de agu akwa mu hospitals ahodo ebu 30 ene ho nsensem ti ni na ye ne to a waba ne nsa ha wo de 4 days aba.
Okay, Paka, who will become
delegate? I mean, we share Asante Achim Central Municipal Hospital is a good thing, and I'm a whole list of projects. I'm Peninsula or Ashanti region.
Okay.
Now, my only concern is say, be a hospital, but there are already existing hospitals. Also in the
yeah.
Okay.
And so what is the hold up? Argentina Fries Hospital that's still now. MBA say we are hospital or Kumudi or Nina and Shada one sa. So it's good to open other hospitals, but at least Nanka Oma Coca can we no. At least to me no so.
Your mujayama na tetia.
And masem no me have. Okay. Because you know by the time on the corner. Not say can I kiss it? That's my own worry. No worry no.
Okay. When you become no. I say entire ayewo. When nya de hweso awunya de. Yeah. Unya baako. Unhwe ne yie ubekọ ne gugugugu montwa ne nsu otobro no na wie boshe no. Na so pefufuro. Ba we siesie bi asesi de wo nioma ho. Dada nyina aka ho.
Emo akwa didie ma ya eja mfrogum
enti wa ma wani ankodada ne wana we so count down to work up no 34 days more enye easy ma ye nto aso nkwa ya nim na ye fa de eto aso Ghanaian Times na ye de be most authoritative newspaper or say I will end Galamsey before end of my tenure. President Akufo-Addo assures and afa the edase say bosome frɛ ho DC suspended over Galamsey activities na no so da ha say we minim say obi ti abonte obeka say wow media menka wow ni bi and TMPC vows to clamp down on unlicensed and unregistered herbal medicine practitioners and also some free Ghanaian Times in Mumbai no na me dey say ha na mo bibi kan hwe soro ha say hwe president so o man Galamsey before ne tenure na ka 2 years
na
sister Pia 2 years no kra ne tenure na edru because you wrote 2023 mu ekono ade aka nyina ye campaign
the recession na the tenure na basic 2024
until so obedani
until transfer to in fact 2025 January 7
ho na bibia
transfer to 2025 January 7
the next 2 years dey
okasa
media metu ana the wo mitrima ne say said ye die ne den ekon covid dane ya da no ade ne ntime fa sa ahode na bi nko Galamsey ne so
what kind
soldier for the police for ya who pay abonte ba who beta obi a wo say me be hwese ni ko who ya say da no so be hwese nkrofo abakroma ni ya ma praye no wa pra ade ne ntimi fa sa ahode na bi efe nwurawura mu woni enko Galamsey
na fe mra krom de ba ye wan hye mask ne ade yetimi eje 10,000 cedis ye san eje ni wo no yes ade na monye bi
na se bosome fra hu DC honkwa ne Galamsey ana
enye honkwa
bosome fra honkwa ana ya down so ye de ne Kwesi ada fra ne do ada
won say ya down so
sometimes we di boni a o ma
no honkwa won sembe
ana obeye boni kete o
ya down so no won sembe
no ne de ensemba abontin sense asem bi na Galamsey for man 5% bi ne no ena mampani ahwehwe mu a se
no but the point you're making is that onye no kwana the man tema mo ye Galamsey
ena ono so kwana ne ho ne de na pia bonten amampani se watie
me sure say bibi fufu
me kudu ka deputy minister dey na mo suspend no you see if you want to be fair be fair to all person who suspend obi with allegation na obi there we jane say wonye adwuma maybe yenye there sa it is say ye bo obi akwadu say papa we oye ne area ho galamsey no benefit was suspended no mekudu ko oye deputy minister for lands and natural resources why dey
onu was say community mining
it's that na suspend na unko investigation
was say community mining
adentin na suspend you no so na unko investigation
asem na me de me hu ne say ya danso de we be fra so asem ankasa wo ho na say wo say na assembly members bufu
I remember
yes
and we na ya de no agina so kwa
ma yenko ye nim na yenfa krata go from ra yenfa daily guide and to us 32 major hospital projects ongoing in Ashanti region and no ewo page 6 we will stop galamsey nana and I feel let this be last IMF mahama mampanida da na kasa say IMF ya Ghana by walk on one way in Chato and I say one of Bosume friend DC is suspended one of the no Esha say one of na we share 32 major hospitals here Ashanti region they say ongoing in Ashanti region I say
then I can we binom and I be so a good so koda am za galamsey no me say man pen okasa dodo ye wahano kasa he will put his presidency on the line MFK Akua so be kaya Satana galamsey engine se musa yo okasa he will put his presidency on the line na galamsey engine se musa okasa se no we no and galamsey ko so details you say
no
elections they didn't catch you say affecting no it's not because no person stop galamsey it's because also me menja galamsey but we party person na we ko for ye nti sa enwe hin no na mto amaniti ya enye because say o ka say ye njana ke ye nyina ye jaya na ko be any problem there is an audio ekwusi ene from Pombwati etina say party ni nyiska MPP party omo nyiska for 2020 it just some galamsey nyiska e the fund party in election why do you do that why do you do that
galamsey ni modi e wo say emia ye ni yiye
Yera asantehene kasem
for me I don't know omo for me ka tell
Yera asantehene kasem be Friday but see time galamsey no is annoying time now I see on my penny and I was expecting on my penny nanado say can do call asantehene no na ko kan wasem o say government omo nim omo mo galamsey they know asantehene kan
oh and yes so
see they know just guys they know that people doing the galamsey I don't think I want you
na oko mine we strip so kra no ya kan dey me person me kan ex president na all ma wan won
NPP aban
ono anko bi
o catch
ni nyina we ntwato
ento no ba 20 or so ba 2024 no ba on kwa NF bi ani enkaye pa
maybe say so what can't you beto oba no kwa na ebo nkaye say masa wo ka say
na say NPP kan so on go say wo koye bo nkaye we dan a wo ko
asambe kwa ono so kasa no edoso omo ntwa so na
zedo so no so kasa pa sa turn the lights they be say say turn the lights
for the chronicle and so as JM to AU stop coup d'etats in Africa mampani dada na e kan no say bibima mu aban tuguo ene ntokwa nketenkete no munyai say na ma ne ha adwen ma yenko page 6 ewo the chronicle stakeholders praise Aduchum for instituting education week and of a business on page 7 MP Wu's Moroccan businesses to Yendi and the Dahaka Kraka or say I've never abandoned Ashanti region Nanado to Otumfo and also ewo page 2 and 3 and a government solicits inputs into 2023 budget page 7 and then also what was the chronicle ha
but it say next year November
November
nti am so muguswa the no meshishi
yeah but then the concern is and you see I was say you IMF discussion and the budget number and yes as you
sika na ukoboka
exactly there's a danger ahead. There's a danger ahead.
You need a sika wo.
You say it's more modern we IMF negotiation. Out of the negotiation, na dey no question. Na won tim koye budget about win negotiation.
Na kwara won sa nkai.
Na danger. And JM dey no so no. I think it was a good call. Said the Westerners and their bomb could watch it. Say Africa intercontinental connection no omo hyase bi. Omo the supplying for with ammunitions tuoni ammonium and so mo fanya war no. Or say Sika na omo famba na omo famba ejuma Africa no munja so mo ye destabilization.
Na abrofo no mo penisa.
That is the thing. Omo penisa.
Do they want to see Africa thrive?
No. Senti no mo ha.
Let me say ye ni hu say I was ye ni koso na ye
for ento aso na ye nko ye ni my for the new crusading
guy. My favorite story on the front page of the new crusading guy.
The new crusading guy then our high. YE employs 6,000 community health workers across 16 regions of Ghana. And Oshe Vivian say Abuankra Inland Port to be completed by 2023 or 2024. And Ajay Mensah Kosa outperforms all appointees in Bono East Bono region. Nana Sompa Hene. Nana Sompa Hene Techima Hene. And I didn't see some pine now. And
so we have guy.
And some original NDC for air cannon. Charles Aquia to 4 or more communications officer. And they bought papaya bus now. She said, the opposition party bought. Obi away ne oh
really?
Yeah, what NDC communications officer MPP.
Well, MPP.
I know he's an MPP.
Also, you must see all the ministers there. No, on night abo you must obi.
Yeah.
Over course of the oyadi.
Where south,
Techman south, and not here of Osuajare. It was a course a boy Juma parent in an awesome pahine. And I'm both my answer also government engages stakeholders on 2020 and also at the hobby. And our food is too expensive. Dr. Jacob Safo of CCCFS on also dia or their can abanono. And our Sahara Royal Gold CEO defrauds Jamila Home.
Why? Another napco in the making. I said we buy a transit can. Omo SS. We omo SS no. And omo so omo chips company nko boa health workers no. Chips company.
Wow.
Yeah, but you see one thing, what is the expertise in health issues? I somewhere Jumano. They no meaning faho. That's number one.
Pink bino.
Check.
I know check.
Auxiliary nurses.
This is Sankophone. Say Omuko.
Omo better than pink.
Pink for.
Oh no, than pink for. No, sir, they have some training kakra. Sankophone quantity kakra. We a fresh graduate from SS. Free SS for no. Graduate from SS. But the nurses are saying that they are available. Some call chips company call you. I didn't see no employee over 3,000 nurses. If I had a boss, it's if you mean you employee a SS for some.
Say cheap labor. We more music our form. And a nurse for no identity and so no more. I get you and the was through into yet.
But share human life in a woman. Human life don't be a share.
Kwesi, near and cat. You bet me a sustain a day with young because chips compounds need be brave or yenye nipa no aye adwuma wom at least the o te wokra na obi ba na emergency obefa telephone afra ambulance amana befa no kra
that is for nurses no call nurses no TV we some TV no since 2019 2020 2021
obi awie degree abeti akofa pay keke bia
you hu nesi napko ebia you hu nesi napko 10 months ni omda so de ka o
ayo
you
ana go dey say duane so boy dey
duane boy dey ma here fa krata ni munsem no AC na yemfa Ghana te sen ento asomamo me di de maame frempo ma crunch MFK for short ye dane ye ho abaye ba Ghana te sen ene to aso
ahwefo nyina che mamakwa ba ene ahyehia e de bagana te sen edwumadie so e wo Oyerepa television so abusuafo ye hwe a ba bia ye nei nkomo no akodie Babu sumi mienu ni die galamsey nkomo no a na Ghana edia ekwan ye pe e dia fa so se betu ase mining anasikatu awo ho firi nanam no pen so besi ne nanso ye brei so no ne ma ye age yensem se ye sikani brew se ye edufudi pew se so ye akansie bi competition bi se ye obre bi na ye pese ye bo enti ne de yensa benkum ni nifa enyina efum sika ye bi mo kano ne se ye lavish lifestyle enti ne nipa bi epesika enye ne kwan so na galamsey asemi bebi e drei sika ne eden nyame di ahye fo mama ye ni ye betu nanso ni tuo no ena wo se me ye ni ekoso pa ye se ye nsase ye se kwaye ene nsuo a na nka wo na ba bia nsuo tene so kom de wa wote aworo mo ahan obobo na de sebia wanom ene enkuro ni nkurase ekura no nsuo ho nsam akoye bibia ewo ho sante kotokohene otumfo sei tutu a wotoso mienu abo amane aka ho asem a o chese galamsey sem no ebufu ehi ne mpanifo mpe omo a eyesa na yemfa mo famra kwan bi so se de beyi suahunu ni nyansesua e de ama afoforo binom na de ye bisa no ne se so woni etu galamsey yi a omo de omo won krata no omo se ye de dioma ni bishom se omo akra betimi aboa polisifo eni asojafo ama ensuo na eni aseye no eni etumi ate ensuo ena aye se ti ayaye a ye hwegu ho yenko tie otumfo nsem no ye ba ye ne minus ni bi ebedi nkobo na afi ya bewie no ewu studio ha yenko kokai ye humra.
When you come to Galamsey, that is an albatross on our head. It's rather unfortunate that this happened this way. Ghana was known as the Gold Coast and therefore it was known. But during that time, it wasn't. Galamsey no there. Bufu airtime and yet. Nana mummen so yen kese yen so ayem from sopi. Na the baby out here no ho ne nana bu ye galamsey. So wunya sika ne bi free modia. Ade ukọ ho no de 21 report am obi. One report man. Wasase out so no ayetu ensuo no onkrofo nom no. Ese no why ho de be. Wa waka ho de be. Ampasa by na church crat. De ani omo obi ka. Nti wonso ti wono ansuo no asay no onkrofo nsuo no. Woso me kura wabab mama ne da. Me mpo. Wabab mama ne da se nana me nsuo nkrofo kura etu say no na me nkrofo nya nsuo no. Wa free bompata abab mama ne. Wa free doso abab mama ne da. Ukura wabeka ho asem. Yes, also our honor. I'm a decronation, Sanya Zaza. Yes, a cronin to Unzuni. Mumia, Yaka, and a card, yes, and yet, woman, so fast as Yako, Yakonamo, Nayan Rai, Abaya Casa, and Crawford to one a mile, Sicanua. They are watching now, yes, who to Galamsan and who Fina, Ujawan. One was scheduled each. Or Pegma and Ubia fans or May. The gold in a command. I don't know no yanchi. They were talk great than no idea ne caterpillar. The original one now Oyerepa Colano John who scout they go to a day. Who scout they go to grader. One at all grader no man. I don't know the ancient. Near Kwa near Kucha photo will be a John and Tibia Frafra Noa Libra Waji 200 and 200. Yes, he a chicken say.
Abusuafo kotokohene na ekasa okasa ni breso ni nyina galamsey no yensuo na esei ye kwaye bedu baabi kwa asase ye bedua so aduane ne yedi kura no eho asem be ye den na ensuo na esei ye no ye betimi asesa ne omani galamsey na nya ye ensuo ne de abusuafo entimi enkohwe santehene ensem enono na ni nyina mu no ye fa emfoni no efri Opunso FM ye kotokofie official radio station ewo ho na yemrai na yemedi nkomo enhwe sedete rempoma
nti akua
kotobre rempoma kotobre
yeah
na ufi kumase na ukotachi maya so unam tano so
yeah
uhu tano no enoma te say
ye fa tano so but unse tano so nsuo no enua na kata ho
makwan ni musa
yes makwan ni musa unhunu ni na river ofen na ekọ ofen so ho no no eno ne de o se da kwan no ho nti hu ni yie pa uti hu ni yie pa na o hwe nsuo no a ase team pampa enye easy are ho we show offense so say dey sia ya but tano no unhu ni say dey na make no nwura na kata so na asem a asante kotoko hene papa me bo me mu asema o won say emrantie bi akwaji sikakuma omo ye laborers ya omo ye adwuma but ekoba say galam stop for operation galam stop ne omo mpese omo etu galam sa
Vanguard for omo ne echiche wo omo so excavator ne nyomo dia
nipa ne afa na adwuma etua ne kuma bi o ye laborer eti bisa say hwan na asase ne ye ne dia e na meme na mame pa adwuma ye ne se be Ghana ha adwuma ni ha o eti me sori na obi abefre me mame betu wala sakakra bi na je kakra show ho a me ba betu
100 cedis a day crowd
me ba betu na maji because esem abusua didie eti me na me kwaye sa adwuma na mane ebe na esemi hu
na de ono ankasa ono ye tu di akoma no de wa relax na
be sika kese no
hwena no be 2 weeks last week ni 2 weeks ago samra boy de ba ye ya yes be bia nipa ne de excavator na kosie no e ho nka ne nkrata ho o twankwa ye gu bunua to the level say you so be kwa go air strip samra boy no sama taxi ye so nyina na omo ye sa nnua wood e ho adwuma be bia plane edi nyoma ni begu ana helicopter be yi nyoma ni go no e ho nyina ye mine
omba mine ene wudi abro wo dem kra be boy wura ho
enkrofo ye
na
say takwane area ho ba bi no ogini bi kroni mfimfi nti wakadam na ne yetu amana na wo be ka ho forever
wudi mpie ara ho sembe no no enti edru bre say mo be hwe wo mo a asase no mo akwaje ya wo mutu sika gi sika twitwiri die no womo na ese ye chi womo na nye laborers na ejina honom enna de ye ka no so mpanimfo no mo amunim womo a etuo womo asase ne ye womo de no munim pa but ebi wo honom a akwaya amanyosem na mo ankasa so mo ka ho nti muntimi nka conflict of interest muntimi nko ka say we yi free wo because wo ye bi nti ka say miminyi free edumu a mesu minim sa wo de wa asafo nti mesu meba be yi uto ene ejina kan ya no ntum ne yemre
asem na chese nura kra de nkomo na me didi around na me say ne sika ye ni abrea ye pe gidigidi omumenti ana obi asem o ma me muaye kan no say omuma ka ho ba omo so lavish lifestyle to cars bi ensia wotwe
na to bi man kran
ai no omo to adan na omo chese no anti enti unkwa udi ye na unua no aka wu a wi aso tena wani beje
wo dan na mpa no he na ada eye portion ketuwa bi
woda ya wesie untimi na room bi ada ene wewu wo yes akura na obi sabe obi be ka so wadwene nye woda ha na kira no akoda ha na tese bibi wo ho house help bi wo fi be ka na me master ide every day ni bedroom nko wo sesa wo dan
nti ku ya won say small scale miners no mo kura licenses di ye adwuma no ebi mo so ha adwen
e ko beyond
boundary nti eno so ese regulation panimfo mo mani ko ho mo kura license no wo gina license no so na wo tu trashie
obi kasa Ghana fo binum eye lawless a e wo sa kwan no so ya so odin a uni sa nipa be ya adwen
woman ne mra no se woni so a owo freedom kakra nti no na watrahye no de wagina so de sai niema sa na bebretie
abusuafo galam say un pictures na eyie no a enye fe enye ni kakra asai yensuo ene ye kwa homa so na ye ne panyi ba ko a ono eye Al Hassan Abdulrazak National Communication Director, Emma Ghana National Association of Small Scale Miners, Edin Komo Bisani says so. And so on to Omua, Yan Omo, and a dear no more ye, a dear CC Noma. Alhassan Salam Wale. Now what is saying? Baby, I was gonna say they were home to so bit me at Chonka. Eddie, and yes, I am common on flow and yet. Na ye bisa wo senti ensuo yi a mo man ni wo nsuo wi ensuo yi a mo hu
bida so wo ti ko ne Ghana man na
Alasan mesra baby a wo gina ne to wo kakra ma ye nkomo na ye mienu e wo ho ye pa wo cho
ye so ko bi na gina kwa nche ye de gu ma so
ani e to wo kakra ma ye yes ra
me gina traffic monte no
ani roll glass ne kosoro ma ye wada roma ne nkomo ne nye de why pa cho to aso ma ye
hello
me pa cho kasa ye tie o
question no na ka wuti hon bi kasa
me se ensuo no aye basa yinti mu ko dwuma anaso se mu hu o TV so a ya na mo ho ya musen
ayo da se me chawo no tie for ne Ghana man na ya se aye timu no ya di menu ene sustain nipa ensuo ene aduane ene mframa anasa de mensampo ba mframa de free ena ye nyina ye home but ensuo no de ene aduane when I say we go by now unya and I say unya by na ubetuma issue. And the issue say yana ekosono. Obiya no oye minor na so oye Ghanaian na bo ba so that. And the question I will be asked, straightforward. A new question yes, because of a good year, Yafa, Yatma say, issue, you would say, issue now, and that's the window good thing we are, said we are an issue now, over Tonum. And we are not pleased with it.
I see. Now, say now, when in saw the SCNOA, so sana air cosono, Muchafa a woman is saying, and Penny Fossey into me, and Tuana more pebby. Now, Yensa, and no many in solity through, not any ye. Muchafa no any saying, Margaret home, the Mutu one more saying.
Let us say, so what's me, any forest, I can't want to make Nina say, the boy for an answer, Nipa, Bonifor, or mother pra, mining and Samuno, and no criticize from the way. But this time around, I think accusation upon accusation and rhetoric, attempts I took, we need to be talking of solution. Now, yeah, as small scale miners, we've told Abai severally, say, we can police our own selves because right now, Abai my encounter say in Yejuma. Yentu agudie kwa mpaso sase the bonifo bi she chiri no mo omu peso mo bu yejuma na so mo say yejuma yen trust masa de no ensi and last week na several years about 2017 na ye katra ban say look issue juma ne other illegal ones no we will help and fight it but then biano abai ensem kanye sometimes for say as to be kurano, bit my year. So they are for Mudia, but sometimes we look at Kurano say, I'm buying penny for not 2 minutes, and the car with Kisana. That is the rest of the class we existed. But the last week, ministry invited a small scale mining association. Therefore, one kata age to say, I don't know a collective responsibility. In a income, say, as and Omaje Brim River Amaya as a pilot, and Yan Casasono, Yansha Paswa, Rema Brimno, any active. And we've given ourselves a target, say at least from now till January year, and set is a time here ever. Until these are the solutions that being on board. We will go after this to the people. Now, the better swear I'm buying say, I don't mean and the water should say. I did the sockets, Ghana Yemen, Pakistan. I don't know, China for and they deal with technology, they buy it. And also, no, wouldn't change Sunuma, and no, I follow Sunu, and no, I could change the Tiani and Yan now from their basel. And no, Woody, I would just perform that engine, can find enough power. That is as much change, that no piano, and a dofono, and then they are follow Sunu. And yeah, this ready about why that's what buying say. I buy official says start sockets, they will ban it from this country. And young defense food and transport, sometimes they identify that problem and they are why not going after them? Every store be a doing be a young then we ban them from ban them from importing it. Secondly, so no can find you there. You never be brave. And what we need to do is that our serial numbers and those things, we can look into it and then reduce the importation. Now, you have to say, you're limited to a Juma Ebabe, if the year traction, this will be at the pumping show, with the electricity, the engine, they are with me at the use, but we can still find a way. We are just serial. Company, if you have a piano, you won't say, company, we have a can find a way. Engines if you go solution who identify the engineer, that company will need to be arrested or prosecuted. And the third one, so say community, because to be frank with you, and every matter for your friends saying, Obidi, both baby issues, Abra, community, Omotimuno, Obi, Yahweh, and there are some community who will pay for or for assembly members or community committee for one at the day. We just find the vote on decision. We are looking at it to be like community-based approach from top to down down to top rather than from central government but down to the ground. So rather than tackle the issue from the ground to the top. And these are some of the things that we as an association, we've adopted a strategy. Not the into public domain. But what I can say is that we've given ourselves from now until January. We are engaging professionals like you, say, the fact is sample because the brain is too chemicals. We need to identify the type of chemicals which are in the river body. A real, say, a mining and the chemicals in the woman, and other chemicals in the womb. Because the brain, wow, we work for now, you know, when you come out. And so, baby, it's so nice, clean. And so, chemicals are very dangerous than the alcohol. And you know, this time around, we need to make a very serious research. And we have engaged quickly. The other ministry meeting, quickly, we've spoken to the University of Mine, the mobile chancellor. They are also ready to come and help. And meet water resource. Also, before you start, you must take it to show the level. Now, there will keep on taking those things. By January, we need people who know the difference that we stop or the successes.
I see. And you know, said the Moncomo ye day, dear Nankayani, and say, Betty, assassin, na Akua from ho. Said the Mamma boy, na Gayana be brain so can say more license and so. Yeah, move said the boom and Nikatan your muscle. And some money movie come home. And also my hours are.
India, men pretend this service. They are trouble for. Yes, a human year. Which one young cat to be afraid. But young Bisa won't say. This fight against Galamsey is 30 years. Most miners bank and a out there can say illegal miners are video will say. Because we put our measures in place. My question within the 5 acres. Me born buying. They need to do no. Maintenance to my Galamsey leading the national center. I will not. And no car come on the own task force. We monitor our own activity so that these illegal miners will not come. And yes, so no, you will say you were and people who are mandated to supervise the activity. So it is not my duty to go and be arresting illegal miners. But this issue now, that is why I ignorate you. But with all these things, if the political will is not there, because that long time Nanka is solutions are eating my fireman for Mukia. But I can use the but because industry players. So when these industry players are talking and you feel that you use your book long to discredit them. Now we see military now they use force. Military no so a short term approach. Short term method no use because some more use brutal force. They come, they will play 1, 2, 3 days, they are gone. Or at most 1 week, they are gone. Because budget of the panel, it is very difficult for you to sustain them. But you know, we need some basic things to do these things. Whereby we are with them. We are with these illegal miners, we are on the ground, and we keep on following whatever places is. This will be confessed. And I said, I will know, I'll be monitoring them day in, day out to make sure that they will not come here again. You know, name pretend to say, you will be a year at the corner, but how many of us? Very minimal. And you know, and at the so no, at the minimal, no, you can control it. That is what I want us to understand.
Yada was say Al Hassan, na yedu wesia Al Hassan Abdul Razak, Kasamafu, Edema Ghana National Association of Small Scale Miners. Na Kasane de ye ho ade o Ghana pa na ka ne ye enwuma no se ade enwuma ne be di akire ensuo na da ho yantam a ese ye ne doctors kura kire se afiase amofra ye nyinse omuye funu mu no galamse hu sunsanso ka wo ebe ka wo because ensuo ne se ne sister Akua wo mo san adi nuro ena eti nsuo nani ye di nsuo nuro dodo na egu nsuo ni mu se de be betimi anom nsuo no ena nuro no so ebro so wade mu a wonim se se yade enti oba nyinsen na okokonom se nsuo ni bia nsusanso be na akra na benya wone so nsusanso bone na ena se enuro ho ka empanimfo body tinsuo ni wo mayi mu no isi for Ghana water for kra ka se ebedu baby ne giso mu jai because omu machine ni kra betimi aye abreak it down. Yes. alomo sɛdeɛ na yɛde gu nsuo mu na buru so bebre anya mani pedua yɛwɔ dodoɔ bi a yɛde gum ɛna adeɛ no nso ani efin ɛna ɔmo nso pɛ nsuo bɛ nipa
a moro so angumu a entimi nte
na no so akɔfa sɛm de aba abusuafo yɛ nyinaa yɛ sɛmpa o wonya sika na deɛ ma wo wonya osika de obetimi akra nsuo abɛnom na dwen wo nua wɔte kuro ketewa mu obo ha wasɔre yɛ aduane gari kuro bedi oni o na wonya hu sika kɔtɔ bottled water ababa
and even pure water you cry was a shame why sachet water
and 5 pesos
yes 50 pesos ebi muntimi nto senka ye wo chechire water penny di penny ni bi kura nke ebi muntimi nto still na nke fom nsuo ene pipe na yebu no eno anu omo nom enti wadwen san kwofo ne ho ene ba bi nsuo bu aduru enti Ghana ha nsuo bedru 1 cedi say pure water 1 cedi a ebi metimi atobi omutimi nto
1 cedi no de obi de to gari adi kura abusuafo ye de besi ha ye nyina ye mfemu adwen ye kan se ya ye ntu wana mo a bibi papa bi emfirimu ma medi de Akua Asiedua ma me frempo ma kranche e de boa me ye sorry suma PSA ladi e the health and lifestyle ababeto amoso no achi agenda ne beba with Kwesi Wilson and Henry Nanaboache MPP national organizer ida mwasema munihwe
electricals ebusiafo empanyifo se de ani hu ene edi hu adanse mosomfo na na kobi ma mepiem wo ha e kamini senkania papa se wo honumo wow enkania papa pani na se won kania papa se wo honomo ene na me kanfo bo shaba electricals e de ama se wasi hotel wie na wo pe kania papa pa wo mu de ye bo shaba electricals se wasi guest house wie na wo pe kania papa pa wo ye bo shaba electricals ye wo ceiling fine spotlight ye wo CCTV cameras eni de akika ho nyina ye wo bi e wa ha ne mu sei dwumadie bi a wudi e fan kania ho de me kanfo bo shaba electricals e de ama se bebi a wo bia no bra yebo ne de eda fam boko wo achichira e ma ne nya wadwendwen ye hia ne se oni ebedi nkita ho ye de be ma ne be package ne kama kama ne de amanu ba bi a wo bia mo shaba electricals ye wo adum kumase aha ne mu sei ene ye wo prisons ho no mo na me kire matani sorry dan no ye ne wo mo ene bo ho enti e ma ne nya nkwan tentene ba bi a wo bia fa numbers ne etwa bi wo screen ase no na frɛ ye mo shaba electricals enkane apapapa omu fie ene ha
Adofo memo akwaba eba bosheba electricals. Ahadie ye won kanea ene home pempena de nyina. Ye was sensor LED lights, gate light, solar lights, CCTV, Wi-Fi camera, CCTV, HD camera, outdoor any indoor, digital video recorders, and then a hard drive. Your CCTV cables, a free 100 meters, equals 200 meters. CCTV power supply, LED flower bulb, MP3 womo, wait with the abonyum. Your CCTV camera, a 360. Your rechargeable lights. Your socket beer. Your the silver and now gold. Your TV socket and original air conditioner switch. Light, your chandelier, the abonyum, the Bluetooth womo. And your normal chandelier ibi. Your LED lights, surface, dear. Your conduit and a spotlights, remote light, ceiling light, bedside light, corner light, light edition the steady lamp, garden light. Your designer holder, dear fepa, the screw in the pin, and your LED floor light. A banner fine so your original Bajaj fan and original Havels fan. Your Orient fan and a ceiling fire, a sokania, a sarbonium. Your flower pot. Your Marshall standing fan, air condition womo, a bonium, a sansu Bluetooth. Your video doorbell and your original main switches and so a bit to say mem shield, Havels main switches, linear main switch, and in your kekahon. Your set of electrical tools, pure copper earth rod. Your fly lighter, a boa and sorry, any crusade for your wall fan, orbit fan, AVS guide, and a fridge guide. Bosheba, our qualified electricians are one by your wiring, ne or light and what you may or kama and home assem. Ube who is it? And so fre 1 was 03220 28153. Bosheba electricals and home appliances. Yes, health and lifestyle segment. So, any me di any PSC ladi and I Monday dia. We come in the name of Jah Almighty in Azayo. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Yeba weja obani sonson kronkron and demo. Me di any PSC ladi na ene anopai said ye on some energy ni wasoro. Oba mema blows say karatin so ahwe a. Be de bema said ye se na efata. Oti wa hanom na ode befa exercise mo se flexibility exercises. Good morning, bro. How are we?
Me adom.
What we say o skin air blanket pa. Meaning so won kun bia we use the secret na exercise no.
Exercise.
And am skin na air blanket san. Okay, I no pay the odie from one.
Alright, I pay the me church ashafo nyina. And I pay be share some few exercises to improve your flexibility.
Okay.
It's in there and I pay any be here.
Tibinya just obinya flexible.
Obinya flexible.
Obi sisi aloko. Obi adwonko aloko.
Obi
apeti aloko.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know so very important. It's the essential part of our life as most of trainers no kramunya flexibility exercises or munya stretches. So and there be share some few stretches out there.
Oba na catch us some dem flexible.
So before we do the exercise, never had some benefits of flexibility exercises or stretches. Wow. And to quickly, let's look at some exercises that will improve your flexibilities. And then first one here. Fewer injuries. Okay.
And yes, yeah, there are two in the sono. Less pain.
Yes.
So we are flexible.
Yes.
Okay.
So first one,
your body is likely to feel better.
Good.
Overall, once you work on lengthening and opening your muscles, when your muscles are looser and less tense, you will experience fewer aches and pains.
Yes.
Plus, you may be less likely
to experience muscle cramps.
Sure. And see, exercise in a bois, even those one more to me can we are not to me so with the stretches that we do, it helps a lot with your general body as your you move on in life. So point number 2 so.
Okay.
Point number 2
once you develop strength and flexibility in your body, you'll be able to withstand more physical stress.
Yes. Yes. So once you develop that strength, you know.
Yeah,
yes, body.
See, I can't say you know parade.
1 2 hours now. Okay, and 3 point number 3 is improve posture and balance.
Okay.
And point number 3 it improves posture and then balance.
Okay. When you focus on increasing muscular flexibility, your posture is likely to improve. Working out your body allows you to have proper alignment and correct imbalance and correct any imbalances.
Yes.
Plus, with an increased range of motion, you may find it easier to sit or stand in certain ways.
I said, "No, can I?"
So,
yes. So the next point to it improves positive mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Pessimism.
Yes. Yes.
Any about depression cry.
Yes. So it puts in a positive state of mind. The next point.
Okay. Okay, the next point.
The next point. Okay, let's take the improved posture and balance.
Okay, and okay.
All right. Okay. So quickly go through.
Now breathing sway or home sway. Because nonsense of a kind news. Okay.
So that means stamina no crack. Yes.
Okay.
So as we do with alongside the ways how to breathe when you are doing the stretches that you can do at home.
Okay.
All right. So quickly, now call with you soup mat and yes.
Okay.
And the first step na be near squat. Yes. If any quads. So with the quads, as my bungo to say.
Okay.
You sit.
AKA Nkotodwe.
Yes.
Okay.
Obetina so.
Obetina Kotodwe. Obetina Kotodwe go for manu atena wo 19 so.
My main front, main on the side. So obetina so. So na me the timer by.
Okay.
Say the nti wa baby bia no.
O the same timer by.
Yes. I be monitor your time So with the quad, you sit on it like 20 or 15 seconds.
Okay.
And they say
so 1 2 3 15.
Yes. They will cover 15 seconds.
Okay.
And so they say matinasuna, I'll press the timer as I time myself for the 15 seconds.
And two of you are better than I. Until you are slow.
And they are slow. Until you fear now, you also wafa working a exercise a yashe sportswear share. Na fe yin na yaye. Ntu tena so ma onan na obi wo ha na otena so se ne na ye ne ya.
Hey, unu say asema to kusi asema to me na bese hey.
Nti say ya wo ya sa.
Nti me 19 ni so.
Say ya wo ya sa na o de tawo e be hye onan ha sei ana esoro ha because of so one time no.
Okay.
Yes. Nti ya wo ya sa.
Baby, how the tawo be hye no.
Yes, o do tawo be hye ha ana say onan.
Heels so 19 no.
Just sit.
Okay.
So when you feel more comfortable there, then you switch down into a bra. So now we are stretching the leg itself.
I don't know me me heels.
One time yeah.
Enti me hona lock.
I lock it.
Enti na so.
Enti no say no. Baby kakra bit my pra easily any little twist because you don't stretch.
Yeah.
Yes. Enti se me start stretching say no any twist about me now I can hardly get injured.
Okay.
With the point now you can stay here no.
Okay.
So now our time is up. With the how do you call it, with the 15 seconds. So the next one is child pose. Child pose in the same thing, but then you bring your hands forward this way.
Child pose.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you see a cover 15 seconds.
Okay.
So you just relax.
Okay.
You stay there.
7 8 9 10 11 12 13, 14, 15. What time and that's one here.
Okay. So this is the second one is the child pose. All these stretches. No, yeah. I don't want you to just relax and then do it slow.
I was all relaxing.
Yes, relax the whole body. Because a stretch it, joint, you know.
Okay.
Apostle for easy. Into the next one we say cat and cow. The next stretch is cat and cow.
Okay.
Yes. So with the cat
and cow.
Yes.
Nantwie ne okra.
Any okra. So with the cat and cow, you bring your hands. Odo unsa be nim kakra. Make sure say unsa no. Any one any right. Your hands are right under your shoulders. Say. So with the cow.
Bretri you kakra. Yeah,
Odo unsa ne beba.
It's perpendicular to your shoulders.
What's that?
Oh, sir. Someone said, "Me say no." Yes, I'm playing ye.
Into the on Sunday beba o pepe. Yes. Into a bow. Na fe what peja uti na I see do boom no. Say.
We dem sure say ye.
Yes. Yeah, we na ntwede no. Nti obu mu say na wa exhale. Into ba hu me ababonten. Yes. Ba hu me ababonten. Nti ukọ some few seconds. So as opejo my cat no you inhale. Ba hu me akom slow. Mama, what around you in what you say? Then you come down, you exhale. No, make sure so thin so peja. Yes, no abu umuakum with a cow. So you do the cut. What do tiba from? You inhale. Yes. So you inhale while doing the cut.
Oh, you're crady and abu humakum.
Yes. Bafahome. And say upia. Cow of my babontin with the head raised.
Into your crane a Nantwidian.
Yes. Into this a cow.
It's one chum call my entry.
When you know Bumakum kakra. So cat. You inhale, then exhale.
Oh, you're crady now of one homecomb.
Yes.
No, I say Bumakum.
Yes. So that's a cat and cow.
Okay.
Good. So next one, your cobra.
Hey.
The next step is cobra.
Cobra cry and tree.
So cobra, hey,
what to international bomb not to the sun.
Or one.
Why?
Okay, uncle. Cobra no. Odo on I know better no 9 say.
Okay.
Now don't sana aba say.
And then be Martin to me show me kwa na makoye.
Obi o ha when e den ma no. So advice say ode on abatwe be sisi ho say. Yes, slow.
Okay.
Odo abatwe be sisi ho kakra. Nti as we are used to no. You can extend the hand. Obetima bi on sanam kakra.
Okay.
Yes.
And we say oman for fie no omo hwe.
Omo hwe.
Okay.
Yes. Into how first time we are won't for sanam ba ha no. Odo for abatwe ni si o sa.
Okay.
Kakra. Into her name we are. Na fe what na on sanam kakra.
Ekosoro.
Yes, you increase intensity no. Into afe we are used to no. Now I be e dey aba a tree. Good.
Now so omuna kwa.
Yes.
O ha say no. Yay.
So internet friend cobra no.
Cobra no.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Good. And she say next one I ever heard, so you ever heard downward dog.
And we a pregnant woman betimi aye.
So the way cry. Doctor's advice.
Doctor's advice.
Yes. So the next one here straight downward dog.
Downward
dog.
Aye dog we are anywhere.
Yes, Annie. And see odo na concern be check akra. Then you stand this way. Tell me say.
Okay.
So the my so you relax. Obi o how cry say na want me ne nine mo this will come.
Why you say
say see her.
Say be see her
also ultimate no name. So as time goes on. Or that been very you've testified to it say ampa. Yes. And see we are downward dog now to no name no say that one to the same 15 seconds or 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You just relax.
Okay, adia mako 15.
15 time that I use no.
Yeah.
Good. Laugh waba from down. Into the next one also. You be hip flexes. Hip flexes.
Okay, hip no obi hand baka eh.
Hip. Yes, hip. Into with the hip flexes in the first one.
Okay, we be last eh.
Yes, we be last one.
Yeah.
Me na see when I'm the way aba enim kakra say.
Okay, ukotodwe no.
Yes.
Esi
until me find a cotton see hard surface so we'll cry me for more hand say I'll advise you use it for the meantime.
Okay.
Yes.
Until me find cotton see baby a hot.
Yes, be a hot this was in so advise you put your leg on a foam and I be to say. So you push your hip in.
Push your hip in the tree.
Okay. Ohano. O to be pia o to kom kakra. Yes. And see o hene mu ya na fe ode. Unsa we na wo the other side no. Would you see form?
See form.
Yes. So if and also we are comfortable enough for the back so I can't say. It's also go for like 15 seconds.
15 seconds. Okay.
About like 15 seconds.
Okay.
Stretch it.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Good. So right from here, no, you add this one to it. Hold on. Now you see what say.
And anyway, so you're there. Where you cut Diana?
Where pigeon post? Where pigeon post?
Okay.
And yoga now, I'm friend. So you bring this, you bend this leg.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So you repeat the same thing at the other side.
Okay.
Okay.
Just your baba to us.
Just your baba to us.
To be continued.
Right,
very interesting.
All right. Okay.
And you was so bad. The ben abeba. Senka ya ba near shiawo. Near your baba exercise now. Because you need fix it.
Say next 2 weeks, member.
Next 2 weeks.
Okay. And to say no, the engine be exercise now.
Boom. To next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks, member. Oh, you buy
Friday mesa announce na.
Yeah, exercise na boom.
Yeah.
Say 2 crane be ya na ma say we take part. Come on say I want for Frebet. O friend say exercise na onye. Yes. So now anytime I be nyina be ya boom.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
so say wrap up in number is 026 84 55 285 026 84 55 285 Edinia or say and Saturday Sunday be as yes exercise gidi.
Okay.
And rather say no mweshi pa and mweshi
ehena mosa so you free
you're more and it's our Jamaican restaurant.
Okay. More ya tumo wonte
ya tuho
ya tum
oh sir
what do you actually
oh and right na me ho na me nyante okay entina be bia wo no nya o friend number ya say bia open beat say open say training anything that has to do with your health.
Okay.
I'm always at your service. All right. Okay.
More na atum na ya ba akono de wono ho ano de waskwa ho no me ko ho ni atum.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Enti ye kwa OBT agenda de mu ohye Kwesi Parker Wilson ede eba. Gracias amigos, muchas gracias. Ya baraka ga jamalo la pena mi akata. Big up still fi ale militant. Tanya fi jam asankusu mungode yedamo ase. Encantadios. Adios. Yebesen shia.
Oyerepa TV so na the be do OBT agenda. That is the Oyerepa Breakfast Time agenda. Now, of course, in the last 3 days, and I say over the weekend, the one say Galamsey Honsen Semna dossier Mampeni Nana Adudanke Kufado ewo aya Shanti regional oka about Galamsey, but I'm say Friday ho baby ena yenya information say asofo penifo call Eastern region to visit a Galamsey site bi na mo ko bompa ni nyoma Miankasa me former general superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church, Prof. Reverend Frimpong Manso, Prof. Frimpong Manso, yensa kan ewa humano so wo hwesa video na odimu akotene pa. Prof, mbacho akwa be na no pay.
Yo, mejo so me chia we tie fo so.
We dan kan be kasa men.
Action.
Men.
Action.
Men.
Action.
Action.
Now.
Action.
Now.
Action. No. Reverend, you trust what to pay. Now, your videos be at chese. Na mo wo eye Galamsey side. First of all, I hear for potty and I'm koi.
Yo. You call Eastern region could be a fellow at Naman. Now, son, and you call him hall. Well, yeah, okay, the area hall. But yeah, was this one.
Na mo koi no, den amuhu ye. Chanifoni kakama ya hwefo na etiefo na no pay.
Yo, meka na and when media be interactive, media start wrong media reportage and irresponsible journalism. Ama some irresponsible politicians ridicule me as for call echo bomb pie. We be as an omni reason. This is common sense. You both tired to call and say uncle bomb pie. Name of baby in a bomb pie with fee, a bomb pie with them, a bomb pie with your groom. Be a bomb pie and can pie and quan can swap media for empha cameras in military and cassette. Yeah, Galamsey side and grant hypocrisy. And it's quite a lot of people. Woman fret, woman twisted the truth. Not politicians, almost move for as often as common sense and the common pie. And now don't have to catch them so easy. We don't want this thing to be political. Neither I would so as often your reasoning powers. In fact, I knew where I ban a more as a thing in idea with you. And Tim Pyle be a call a boy because you did a bomb pie. You took a bomb pie. I didn't be a win. We are saying empire boss. Now, so but I had the call and said, now saying media horror, information horror, audio horror, and near caution. Now, as often in our own ranks, Methodist, Presby, Anglican, any Union Muslims, Catholics will be about modern. And so the modern boy still I didn't caution. And you see me now became one common front. Union Muslims went to me simply because they were doing their salah on that Friday.
Okay.
Into your Korea, your botan said, your mammy, you know how your press conference, the media will be able to say, your course of the Pramu Mati, I didn't tell a mood, you see, of course, here, near the Yaku. Yaku Chiasa says, you know, some Galamsey reality. Then from there, the Baba press conference, you're in 10 a.m. Over Assemblies of God headquarters, Usuring way. Now, you can't say that for when you are saying, and yes, you call. Your call board be a hot bang. A Pinaman almost say, Kuruno Sassino. A better Kumasi Central Market, who can come boomer. Yeah, that's saying for good. Who is a Galamsey? Assassin in our first 30 centimeters in the Arabo. In the after 30, the Akari in our rock, they useless. They are saying in a Chakuku, you two men, bring the air to check and yet drinkable water. I can call on brim, yourself. All these things are happening in the glaring, obviously, DCE. no kobani a friend honorable ya toka maniki security trying to here and when I so be MP we could defend the crew for me MP representative no kobani a friend honorable we be do about us one in Asia and one home your forestry commission, your lands commission, your minerals commission, any commission. Until Obama by us in strong institutions. So in the Akwa, we are in a disaster, national crisis, danger zone. So you are saying that a ma, Umunya Sassacram domination. Obviously, you import water. Water cry import by you will not be allowed to drink them because you
I see. Reverend, I understand. Me to asia pa na ebe fa issues one by one. Now, it was a for most video na echeguna. Credits to a UTV video ena echeguna abra asofo no ewo galamsey site. Na Reverend, ye na ahwe video no. Ye hu se empaibo bi ekoso. Na o ka se manko ho anko bompaye. But you went to assess the situation. It's empire na ehun se na ye koso na ye den.
Na make a choice maybe the dia me bompaye.
Okay.
Maybe two kwan me bompaye. Bibia wa fa nyame infrasia. Untumi ye ni wiase fo kra wo mugu nsa e ya amamre. Enti e kodu ho. First of all, we have to thank God. So aboy ho ban e dia bedru.
Okay.
Ye dia ho hye nyame nsa so ma e bambo. Oma yenyansa ya ebitum die di dumedi no na etima be asomdwe ma yenya accident afesu so you say Ghana man na ya bonni etie nyame se nyame abodi asase fefefa wodi ache se yenhwe so emanchi man ya sen ye bon pai sre bonni fache se nyame mfa e bonni nche na fe onye ya bon yenya krosa oman na yintumi tusa enyoma na se nti we started with prayer and we ended with prayer. But we didn't say empire the open them community. But
empire mom ye galamsey, you know, for them to stop now.
What's it?
Empire some mom ye galamsey no munjai.
Don't jump into that conclusion or I'll cut you. Sadly, I insult to me. I'm offended by that irresponsible journalism. Yanko for you would me call her, me cow, you don't need a coy. Sabi a young corral, who suffer me. But so Kumasi Baha, a young corral is here, dear. The Cosco we have logic. Or insult to a moment insult to you. And it is wrong, so don't jump into that or I'll cut you. Yesterday, Ugala, my friend, and the catch them. See a course of directions, Namima.
Oh, not just public commentary.
National crisis. Who call it about wrong reporter? Don't support them. Sabi, you know, your post school, the share in crisis in Ghana. We should not allow any journalist or asofo to cast a bomb pie. You look wrong. President Kufota, but we are doing a serious national service. We don't want people to say for a foot shoe. And I see two or money pay disaster and also, of course, coupled with prayer, but we didn't go there purposely to go and pray. The boy empire, a bonfire where they are.
It's irrelevant. How do you feel? Say, Reverend Nambe Pacho, so how do you feel? What's your public commentary, Facebook, social media? I mean, in someone called for Kanfa so for one. How do you feel? Say
yes, we are saying. But say I have very. And so can do a leader. Now man for man negative comments are insult to her. Sabi agreement all these things. These things are normal. Na many are bringing insult in the casetia if you look at many are bringing Ghana as saying na enka humbo enji assassin. So we leader there. I mean, Jambunya say he that is down needs fear no fall, he that is low no pride. They be more born in a galamsey. They will always fight against people who are speaking against galamsey. And you are not there. By the grace of God, we've gone beyond that. And you are not I mean, they are irresponsible, and they are their fruits. You shall know them. Now, at the end of the day, what was Ghana now? We have crisis.
Right.
There are good pastors and there are bad pastors. And people have put all of us together and they ridicule us. In the end of the day, if I'm fighting for a wealthy cause, a cause that will preserve generation, and irresponsible people will come in and speak against us, let them do it.
Now, Reverend, you said the situation Eastern region, Penaman community to be specific, you know. What is the next line of action? Situation.
The next line of action is a press conference to tell the whole Ghanaians the cost of galamsey to our nation.
Okay.
Sickness, the losing of our arable land, losing of our rivers and water bodies, health implications, and all those that are involved. We are free, all key stakeholders, including we, the Christians, who comprise about 70%. Now, say regulators are whole teach almost stakeholders. They should be up and doing. Now, I'm saying, a process. Change is a process, and a revolution. In Kakran, we will get there. And today, a press conference 10 or the Pamama Diamamuni Pamra. You have the right information.
Now, women, falling for me, no. I've had would say the commentary any other in some Koswa. The allegation is that I suffer no sebi. Omo megalam sini do na eti asori dem ho. Muntimi en country omo even with the president no. Munim omo ye galamsey no. Ni na mombo president na manye. It's a press conference we know. It won't solve the problem. How do you respond to that?
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. But the person catches a marshal crime, Sunday school quarter, my mate, media crow, galamsey, etiquette. And sharing me, etc. You can't want them. Any attitude, a process, meaning set, and the press conference, it will not solve it as a single entity, but it will add to the processes or the mechanisms that are being put in present here. Muslim media more yamodia, clergy dear, seeing in sum. It think a crank. Then it will be tatia, maybe bro. Even if it will not be solved today, even if one person, that was it. So the boyini ba osakra about 1 pim a dear who see. So the Mugu Moda so Casal. And talk on a realism, I think it's what we do. So even if there are 1 million people involved in galamsey, now a press conference new activity, and my one person page here, we have achieved something.
Number of woman penny there.
Okay.
Mubeko akohu or man penny.
A couple processes, no.
Okay.
I think we will get there.
Mate. Reverend, may I say none of pay? Reverend Paul from Pomanso, Assemblies of God, Sofa Penny. In fact, he is the immediate past General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church. And now, one by Inchimukakra. Now, quite interesting. Yensaka, yes, Sofa Chabosum, our Humano so. Sofa Kwaba Nanope. Now, Sofa Pakaneka say, Minister, where dear?
Waka nyamista onyo kesepa ba kacha reverend for master say asofo mo gu ani must.
So I for master say oman ko hoso mo ko bompaye. It's media reportage no I wrong and you correct.
The tell say it's empaibo. The empaibo. No mo gina wo ko to dwom e peja mo sa bompaye wo no. Signals e mobia say on come pay mo ka som ko ke no so trom ke mo ko e ga ye report kum dia wo to jom and ma wi Ghana ma ye wara di oni ade na concept no ko yi no that is them say jom ko ye concept now listen to me
now so me ba so for so pa bom paye udu kwan bom paye ukodu a wo bom paye it's amotu kwan from Accra ekodu Eastern region no. Now, so I'm a bomb pie, then I'm just so do my do. We go back to Accra, so And I'm saying bomb pass and go pon for munko do jojo. But you're a pastor. Oh, I mean, but was I didn't.
My mom, the benefit of the doubt. The name mom said that because they all kind of say a journey of time might be with a step. It way a first initiation now the and then I'm almost say they should plan well. Normally, they are going to press conferences. The youth are hungry. They are looking for job to do. Catch a reference performance will say, so for trouble, some say, me donate 3 million. Almost soon donate Yam Franco Petrata. Yam Fan Yam Plow Manco in Ria. No moon any deep. Yam Sana to summer year to know. Yeah, they are good in Ghana paying for dear or Ghana Asana. I think that to me an initiative who ya granted for my again had the command.
It's one case here, unemployment situation.
Very good. It's now. Issue in. If it's a me boabia, and you're not yen so for ye net, Yankoponam, Adum or the Adum yen so, I'm a yen shirano. Yen yen trust in yen plan of well. You decided to say, even every church in the country, yen country, I will say, Tabayan and Yefra. No one need a GB so between the trusters. Anybody Gumwa. Because we have a boy farmers. That is our bubble. Yet, we have a system as in Ria. It's a dear Omoya farmer. In a press conference, the Baku Jaya, Baku Jaya, Ubia or no, Wako promise will be at the say, wound to minimum one more SAPD, Umudi, Umonko for now, we in and with you, and people buy one can say Galantino, will jump a few crowd. There's some call for the now we don't cost what. Now, but you know, can say a bomb penny press conference, and now we are working on that Mozu. It's part of it in the program. And Penifono, a grand cassa, yet they depending on Omnibi, catch almost.
So, are you speaking as a software, and now you are speaking as a politician? Because as a me who now,
it's only a mistake, you know. At the end of the Bible, any history. And now, because we could share bonus for church away in Yamisofo. But what in Yamisofo? A history book, Rokusian, or church and call for. I don't call them say Yamisofo. Yamisofo no this solution, my problems. That they able to heal people, set people free from bandages, and lead people from grounds to a certain level. These are the people that we are looking for. One day, woke up Bible Sunakusia, Bible Nabijona Bokareka, was you in Yamisofo. It's a fake thing. Now we are then yes, so Maymuna, yeah, one that Yame, and then Saturn, so don't be you might be jinko for me free, and ye to deal in Penina, Monet Sema, Yamiguswa, or the Yano. These are the people that we should call Yamisofo. But when they are Bible preachers and Bible believers, and they just read the Bible, and they are almost the Yeshu, a Yano Mujidiana, almost the but one a year clearly that they talk about the nation, they build the nation, they see to it on my no Mubakoso, in this software, or we're a politician, what higher software. We are part of that the system. When Yamema and you, it is the Ampa again in Vienna Sama. Miss Sorry, I make Casameko. Nana do I make on another time to the Incomo, yeah, the extra, Bibi and Zana, therefore, to a if you by himself with this and will be about than 2 more, we will take you also say it in the pipeline, or we saw by a fine. And check that dream, yes, your work, and from Anonia, it would not go by
so finally, no, Omampenya Kasa about Galamsey, in fact. Party members at Kasa Afa Galamsey home, national organizer of the party, Henry Nabwache, Metiso Kasa will say, united as a country, whether MPP and say NDC. It's for you, dear Pan Abambit Mia Galamsey bit me twice.
The only thing I say, a blind bit me on Yina, or Kasa or no Babe Galamsey, one doesn't Corano. On fact, a good message to no chance among Korango, and if I were show, don't be no ye. Nay, the Katakata, round snippy and Bia, not a Bibeko or Pimuni, the modern buying per machines. You're able to shoot mu, never a man, a year phone with my patra, we have tomatoes with the exchange, shoot free mono, near quarter, so she did good near Masono, need to no dry no corner, not for proper. say ka say the chemical big mama na say e di agro o ka say take a year or two ne ka say be twin shoe be frimu ne dia aduane ma nyado tomato ne agade nka wo ko be di seed ni dua wo dua aban beto me pa cho ye be clean shoe ni na sitia yesu na mo panye man kwa na dwumanye bit me dirty water na etimabwa man kwa na be.
Right. So for me that's it. So for troublesome Christian Kobna Andrews, Doom founder and then the flag bearer 2020 elections. And he's not too happy with Asofo. No, he's not too happy, even though Asofo no someone call Uncle Bompire or say there be on one tiasi. That is not true. Anything or make take U-turn because of the public backlash. And no tea and omo yesa. You know, we can make of it what you will. Now also uti yena uhu no. We did this Asofo no call no. Pint no mo call. And I say your pint no mo call. But to be a man for support me the ceremony. From Paul Manso is not happy. The ninja ho emsana the book cry ye fu kakra. Me ne kasa na the book ye fu kakra ba mbisa ne say omoko hokko bompire na nti ne said omye mpanifo yemfa enidi ema omo say tasumu we Ghana mpanifo na o kire mu say enye e Christopher kwa na nke ekọ na kom de ye nuanom Muslimifo no ekọ ho nenso so na Friday no be kwa sorry eno nti na o mintimi anko nti no that is the issue there for you. And pay can say the national organizer of the governing NPP, lawyer Henry Nana Boache, right from youth organizer and now making a way to the top, the national organizer. My name is Oyerepa General Secretary next day. I don't know there, but council, I can't want to pay. Okay, I will go there. I'm not going to for that. Michelle, watch it. I'm fine. Say. Maja do announce what to bata. Sa pepe. Omampeni e wa santimem na me je show say meeting e do aba. Asantimem and there anope ana say week we mu. Na quickly yanka nya omampeni e ba be e wa santimem na fe ye concern ba kunni bi so. Tell omampeni aba me we say o commission project bi then e koso ka che.
Oh me da say enokre on say omampeni e wo some governance tradition bia or tire ye obeyo mampani emfiensia mu ni afibia no oyi ebreto ho no ma okọ Ghana fa na nyina kokohwe enwum a ekoso afidie no afi na dura Ashanti region so enti obaya sa pepepe enra obehwe a edikan wa tena renew ha ma mene wahwefo nhye enra yakwa sorry St. Anglican Church if you wanna your call kura ho or take a so a cocochiano a gin in some shira say your pesi did you must see and if you wanna your call Buankra Mamma him year His Excellency the former President John Ajikumko for Nene Nuswadi see Binyasa inland port no Nukrenie a bra no baby free so now no NDC by Omuja to Honum and Tiafini saying that renewed commitment. It is a $330 million project. And now I call and also come a contractor on my share but say Nyame ending of 2024 day. No maybe in fact I can say by 2023 now 80% complete. I see. But they will also be waiting for some railway line. Yeah. It's also dependent. Because not focus without a railway line any effective. Yes, it's in railway line no. A timeline is currently more the completion of 2024. By 2024 na railway line swaba. No swaba. Oh, okay. So that it will support Ejumano. If you want your call a year Asante Achem municipal and also no ultramodern municipal hospital where it could be and also no kanwa hospital project Ashanti region kwan yenya 34 and that is aside the 16 agenda 111 I don't know so no a good different level 34 hospitals so cool and aside agenda 111 yes I see yes in Enra what they say they are offering room there obey inspecting Enra for instance or yeah offering room agenda 111 inspection and nyame ya adomo enne obey radio interview or we radio interview ni we are call and share so ha judges for residential facility it's unprecedented if you've seen it it's beautiful it's solid I bet house almost about 100 judges and also you commission if you have a central market is in so no a baba be and also inspection. That is the KJT Central Market Phase 2 project. If we are maternal and children's ward project award conformation and also excellence inspection and sign a commission ECG or more substation Kasia could be pa and also Oyerepa and also and sign we are you were once a very huge magistrate court yes back chair and him for we are now your bahon sobe your commissioning and sign your commission if we are in Numeno Abe party, Bisha MMDCs, near no more Edin Kitahon. Nanyami Aduma or China so Nyami Aduma and also you another commissioning, there was shortcutting, so I'm interchanger. Yaka Nyami Aduma. Finally, Nyami Aduma shortcutting. Video and election year no Biaka say election dinner. In fact, we have 2 clear years ahead of us. Shortcutting.
That's what I'm you know. Shortcutting now. Do you know the completion dates?
Details I know said they have received the first part of the money. Also, money share as you know. It is so details we know. Nyami Aduma Ebeka and no one say more. The Nyami Aduma. Yes, another 1 district, 1 factory. A maize processing factory baku suta. I know some Obeko could be a no Nyami Aduma China. I know Kahua. Now a 1 district, 1 factory in Ashanti region Kwano. You were fully operational, fully complete 25 no we see from scratch up. Yes. And I say reclassification because when you say 1D 1F no reclassification the doors. Oh there be a be or crampa share the sikanka sashim. You see sometimes when you the nomenclature for instance so we share some companies if you financial injection of about 10 million Ghana cedis if you $5 million if you have 20 million. And that alone, no, because for I remember there was this factory near Buakwa, I think so. Beverages. Yes, and we say it was huge after Yasanto. It was huge. I say normally fruit processing was in Kwan, although the company was in assistance, but another line of the manufacturing another line of the ways in Asaba, Yanika, and you know, it is not just reclassification, it is injection of financial support. From scratch. I'm telling you.
I see.
That is what now, dear Bakua, Yebeyano. I think the reader still which is a very huge one. Every day I pass by, I'm so happy. You see a lot of work going on there. We are doing a lot of work. Now, road inspection, President Baye Obako, a year, Anyang Kwanta, Obuasi, road no so.
President road no so. Because Obasanti, you're quite new.
Baka, Sam Common Eswati. Me 2 years ago, it was bad. Now, when my idea about Kwana and Pessi diverting Common say, me, Matana Bokrum Estate, more than 20 years.
Okay.
More than 20 years. So that should tell you, say, under NDC, latter part of NDC, it took over 1998, and it took over, and it's about now, and it's about from B line, C line, D line, Echo. But this was an estate I near Sino, 1974, Champion Abreso. And it was classified as one of the biggest estates in West Africa. And now I'm going to name one. Oh my Pino
Bokro Estate from
yes, who drew CS Johnson is Eliho, or Fahoni na Cocofa Pentecost for no, a dan Cocofa C lie, a Cofa B lie, a fat D lie. Oh, dear Magonina. And I was surprised. In fact, so now share Obia no take that stretch in Subiano. Obehu say near bre in Sota na CCC bridge need me bugum.
I see.
That cars going to be
yeah, I remember. Mekai.
And it is
old CCC
yes.
Bridge. Mekai.
May I campaign now? No, ye unia bakon Samson Kenya meche. Ne nasu free into your quay. Awo obefa kontanse kwano so. Okwaye awo hono sa. Ese wia kwano so. Na sabre ne yakopa. Oh. Infutro kwan yi nye kwan basa. Na sen ene sa ko hobiem. This time around na ye honorable education minister maame ono so free hono ma ye ko me si me hu ebre a ye free atonsu ayo do krom ho ko se gu kwan no oboase kwan de bia na ye ka for years and oboase is one town a genuity scam my part because of the mines but for years near come from anyon kwanta to oboase and e kona ko ha anyon kwanta to oboase in fact I would try even oboase na wo ko dun kwawo
na mai
first me so fast wa it was horrible
and I tell you about some years ago I was
terrible and kona ko he me campaign me fa honom solid road how me ho it ya kwan de no kwasem ne me I am advocate for more roads, a lot of things to be done in the Ashanti region. But no question say, NDC for new moral right. We have done extremely better, far better. So
infrastructure development,
if I take roads, I'm telling you,
and roads,
any roads. So we have Department of Urban Roads.
NDC.
Now here asphalt over Linkwan and Komaya, 295 kilometers. Over Kumase Metropolitan Assembly, Subin, Inshaiso, Bantama, Asqua, Ofurukum, Kwada, Suswame, Otafu, Asokore Mampon, Bekwai, Obuase, Josu Jaben, that is a Fijase, Asante Mampon, Ajumawa, just south. Apart from that, there's another 100 kilometers of local routes. I also know your commission, Bekwai town roads 11 kilometers, Kwamo town roads 5.5, Menshia roads, that is Bokrum America 6 kilometers, Ejoso Kwaso road 7 kilometers. And I can give you a lot. In addition, here, even partial reconstruction selected roads in Kumasi. Where Kumasi project Kumasi project. Now see here, His Excellency the Vice President Baha Emma a yes sign hydro project nibi was have a year even commissioning Krampubi and Nomini Adiadewa.
Oh, Kase one can a Kenya say and road.
No, yes, and these are when I cross okay, but you see,
but in your month for the demonstration,
I would advocate for Kwabri East Road.
Kwabri East.
It is horrible.
On my demonstration,
and I will say it any day. Oh no, say na me kan yaye. Na fe maba nya me advocate for nya honkwa. Manso do bia manso nkwanta.
Yes, manso kwanta.
That is why I can say enuma yaye ne de. Nyamia daroma bebebe na emu mebi so aka ose yeye. So that is why I'm going to advocate say yemma ye ni kran samra Ashanti region more.
In Janye say MPP abai mobile more.
We have done extremely better, far better. Far better.
You've not abandoned Ashanti.
What nyemi hu ne say a expectation. And it is rightly so. A adibia almost expect free MPP was MPP. You see a BB at the moment, which I agree. And with the expectation, no, any demand, no, and so then that is why. So they don't expect NDC to develop Ashanti region. No,
they expect MPP.
They expect MPP. See a beye. It's a bit me a do na ye bebre. Now so still now no or say any more bebre momo. So for Kwabri roads, if a baby me advocacy because there are a lot of roads. Me company round the me every constituency. To me who wrote I bu ha say nyakra but at least baby me yesi ho na maka pa no e Kwabri East
and
Meduma Mampontin kwan de fa Kenya say Antoa roads and onya meka manso dubia manso nkwanta very deplorable roads.
Unim Akimada Nchomoso.
Yes.
Minimo.
Yes, and I'm making so I fully agree, but yeah, can the answer no? Yeah, can the success story?
What cause success story? I'm quite curious. What can 25 1D1 1F fresh from the start? What can about hospital project? I'm curious because your hospital projects will have like former administration NDC. Almost about 98% complete. If you call almost yes,
we are continuing with the.
They say after 98%.
It is never true.
And
it's never true.
6 years
after it was about 47 or so. Have you been there before? As a person acquire inspection order. We are doing it. And it's a we are doing it. Yes.
It's a fully completed.
We are fully completed. We won't go cast those times a day. You come to school on a board near the Aduguso. During our time. And you're buying your sat also. And you see, President has never abandoned any project. It's in fact one classical case. Affordable housing. Okay. Under President Kufuor and this is a house that they provided for Nipa 5,000. Right. And have you seen the place? Beautiful. And then they completely abandoned it. Yeah. His Excellency the President who abandoned any project in the Ashanti region there.
Because people are raising concerns. I didn't do almost about 90%.
Yes.
And I'm a core Syria.
Yes. And I'm so called now. Does it look like a project he abandoned? Never. In fact, even some MPs in Ashanti region, in some MPs in Parliament, they've seen some works at Elkos. Never. And me, I was there during the time because Afari project Erojet project. I've been there times.
Erojet, and I'm not too sure, but I'm saying
I can question. I've been there times. No money do baby. Any times baby as you made drew CCR.
Okay.
So drew, and I'm very sure that in the next year this hospital should be commissioned.
By next year?
Yes.
All the hospitals.
Yes, because almost the year. President abandoned any project rather no crown no, and yes I in Ashanti region alone agenda 116.
Yeah.
And almost 16.
No,
Debbie.
But various foundation.
Foundation level avenue to us do one inspecting here.
Even to the end I
no, to the end I think that they are in advance. I know say President Beko how we will, so I think it will be I'll have the privilege to see it again.
I mean, yes, projects in the more acquire no more but one major concern for the ordinary Ghanaian and in particular crown no more a doom nikajitia. Any economy no. Say economy you come diomo. Nancy I was sorry one for disugidi pa because of and some normal debate. But almost see Nanabi omo abana mo hachiro. How do you respond to that? What say economy?
Enya abano. Ade we na wiase afana nyina so we hwe baby na president befa economy fi pa ni baby na ode ekwa we were growing a very robust economy. Then all of a sudden COVID His Excellency the President boy hu bai na wo hwe wiase ama man so na wo hwe omo a na say na me the NDC force yen our inability to manage the economy but president call wiase ama so a no consider na adwen na say o come lecture bi and also COVID-19 and Ukraine war and they are responsible for economic crisis. He himself.
So we headline no.
But no, we former President John Mahama has admitted that global events such as COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine have contributed to the current economic crisis in the country. Yes. He noted, he noted that the economic meltdown that has hit many parts of the world has also taken a huge toll on Africa and Ghana too.
Contributed.
But then,
but argument, and they say already the economy from that.
How?
Before
have you checked the figures?
2019, World Bank Country Director Pierre Laporte, what kind of program they are one kind? Say economy no, from. They sure will collapse the economy.
2019. Pulling out. Because pulling out. Because you see, the figures are near upward. And now we see in the buy. So the fact of the matter is that it is a look in US now, 40 years, and you born your densada. In US now, 40 years, you born your densada. In UK. For 40 years, almost unemployment rate. And I say recently, because of all of these tax issues near there, so I'm a finance minister.
I don't
know. Taxes for the rich. Look at the argument I know Mumiki. And in these times, not. So the action he took. And the action I take was.
But our finance minister has also been accused of recklessness and mismanagement.
No, I don't think so.
COVID-19 expenditure.
Now say World Bank said that they are satisfied with all the procurement they have gone into it. That was a report. Sometimes you are a citizen journalist, and I've known you for some of these things. Even World Bank now said they are very much okay with all the expenses and all the monies given to the fund, and they have gone through every single document. So maybe you are totally wrong. You are totally wrong. So that scenario is different
from
our scenario.
The Parliament and the Speaker of the House, and gentlemen, I'm say the devil is in the detail. Say presentation of our Parliament, you know, umbra the Finance and the Health Committee. So now we could question my menu.
No, so
the same thing. So they're not happy. If they were happy,
no, you know,
committee level.
That is not the basis for you to say Obia mismanage COVID fund. When indeed the World Bank they in their report have said they are satisfied. They have gone through every single detail and they are okay with the procurement processes. They themselves said it recently. They themselves said it.
They found whether the Parliament is happy.
Parliament
or
said
the World Bank in
partisan. Sometimes people can be partisan in there because they are NDC people who are desperate that they think that they can win these elections. So obviously they can put on some tinted, lens just to skew the narrative. They can do so. But World Bank for no mercy cano. Political lenses be if they are not happy, they are not happy. If they are happy, they are happy.
But I mean, now inflation almost it's almost about 40%.
When I make a say in US,
fuel price and now pay a cost.
So why I make a say we are not alone, and then I say UK embassy, you say we are not, Ghana is not alone. Ghana is not alone in this issue. Look, go to France now. France won't be so agitated. Now say car get to 1.2. Okay, say tofu France are almost about 150 euros. UK obi auto the car close to £8,000 for so ton now £1,005. Why? Because on to insurance, because fuel or any day or be professor for public transport now. Spain agitated. Nigeria and say quite not almost saline they are tofu. Maybe oil. I mean, we know that
inflation Nigeria is doing better than us.
Now say quite a big term say Ukraine. We say Ukraine. Almost currency quite good. Do you know why? Ukraine. War is US and other countries come with Ukraine $38 billion. $38 billion. Ukraine. So such you still have more inflation and more currency doing well because they have received some $38 billion injection from other countries because of the war.
I think the economy now is partly due to
largely
largely COVID-19.
Let me say IMF for example, they have mentioned it. You see, these are bodies partisan. And sometimes these are bodies, they are not partisan. What would they gain? Because they have dealt with countries. And they themselves in their report say what we are going through is largely due to COVID-19. And
Russia and Ukraine. International affected dollar, CD against the dollar.
Exactly. But obviously, because this is Ghana.
But it's like number 12 cities.
It is very unfortunate. I agree.
In fact,
my issue power with Adianka Meka nearby, especially Omomu Ebre that dollar we say on we need to have a certain baseline. Say the BIB what we need to do is that Yamma a period of time for 3 months Nanka you stabilize Nanko for the so that there can be some regularity in how Anko Fosi Yejuma. So that it doesn't change periodically. I think economically we need to look at that. So that business people can plan. Business people can plan. So for the next 3 months, you know, so this is the rate high the year Juma. And you see, dollar rate, it has been years of yen. Obi hotel is $1 and obi ton asase won feature higher baby $1 obi car no dia bana way no so $1 and I think say if a successive government care sadi we ikepusino eme ye ha no in South Africa answer no woni be hu dollar say no I use work bank I no nim say be wodi to kwan papa so dollar beto ade wo kroma e bi sida Ubu ya also into their rand.
Did they not buy yet to survey the situation? Because you see, what's the interest of 3 months?
Now we have
practically then a bit to do that.
No, now we are IMF. Now government are admitting we have an economic challenge on our hands. We have approached IMF. We are hoping we are hoping very soon a war we see should come. IMF in to support the economy, to help the economy, instill a certain discipline in the economy. We are hoping before the budget is ready in November, we would have sealed and concluded with the IMF. So far, the news we have received us, in fact, even So all of these things are things we are doing. So for me, I have huge confidence that steps are taken, a bit to stabilize it and moving into the next.
In the meantime, you should continue to endure until the maybe IMF negotiations. That is the admonition to Ghanaians.
Because we are not in this alone. We are not. Niame den say na me buy we won kane awode wadwuma. Niame de say mba wa bo tie kama when you be di. Niame den say nsuo su ho no. Oh so we are be di me so mo prepare breakfast bi ma ho. Wa che mo so mo to wa che bi abra wa chire ho no. Wo be di. Empa ba me bo na say Ghana fo. Ewom ye call hum de but ne be di ne be hye ne be nom. Nyame nkoso fandom ye na aban nkoso anso emu se ni aso emu no. Look, in all of this we have not laid off workers. In all of this there are some countries where they have laid off workers. In all of this, major policies need to high and are cutting it down. Free SHS is still ongoing. Allowances we are struggling.
And the 4 teacher unions eco strike just because car maintenance allowance. I'm talking about UTAG,
and all of that. You know what?
But
do you know how many unions have declared strike worldwide? Have you been checking worldwide? Have you been going on CNN?
But this is Ghana. I'm for a judge MPP based on your promises to us.
No, but did we promise that they will have COVID-19? Your promises of COVID-19, Baba. Your promises that Ukraine, Russia, we did not. So sometimes you also need to be realistic. You can't say, oh yeah, COVID-19, no, these are things we never expected. Imagine say, your budget. I think 2 years ago, now your day petrol, I should say petrol no, no per barrel be $65 per barrel. Now when you bet na COVID aba, now if you do 120. Look at the shock we receive for budget rate. So these are things you never expected. And if you say your budget pass your free water, if you say your budget pass your free electricity, if you say your budget say your Bema insurance cover. For frontline health workers.
Funds.
No. That time Ghana funds in my no. That time near my.
That's
it. They are. Look at all of these. You see, I'm Ghana for I'm the say you rate me fear there. We covered by no usu so be. Then we want to continue we free COVID free ho. And you can't. You are rather enquire, but and say kun and any be anya dose. And first coming on to say. First coming on to say. Oh, and you know, you free say a brepa ni hawa amani hunu ya fam our COVID abreso. If abayam budget sa ne akwakobane sa all the things that we did. So that is why taxes and I just don't agree with the oppressive manner Nigeria for. That is why I spoke. State institution are responsible no but largely these are issues that we cannot say here one from look, there are some countries nobody no and I'm going to NDC for the because if you want to blame this government, in fact, even when yenya COVID-19, even when yenya Ukraine-Russian war, former president and yeko IMF, you ask yourself why.
This should be the last time you call IMF.
And I'm saying, ask yourself why. We didn't have any crisis on our hands. We never. He himself said, we lack policy credibility. And you know, or the IMF. We never. Even on Okrampa, any such twin evil. And even that time, was a magician. Even that time, when industries were closing down because of electricity, dumso, and then in all these problems, and only my dear pa me bon pa say betimi nya name be basic yetimi edia yefuma. Yes, I understand. There's hardship. It is not the fault of Nanado. Global issue.
How many more months and years should we endure this?
My expectation is that once we are your IMF, that is why I make us say hopefully by next year. And who say also
by next year.
Oh yes, all the much normalize it. Things should be also stabilizing. Now at least businesses it me in a certain forecast. It me project your money. That is why I'm advocating say even dollar it keeps changing. There should be a certain rate and no should be for a period of time. I don't know businesses, Edio Majuma, or Mudio projections, so that they know maybe after 3 months, this is how it's going to be like. Because we bet me in the projections and or channel cost and wabo. So I side with the business people, but no custom say we are not in this alone. National Organizer of the Governing NPP. In fact, the verbal assurance is that by next year, dear, and Noma Bessasa, Ojitum said Ghana, your home tree, Ojitum say your him. However, a bang a yen your ma, Abema, your one high, I be much say, your what toying into no dear. Of course, so no, he's privy to a lot of information. It's by next year, they're not BBI come. But Nana, of course, me to say so be content no more. Galam saying send me a buy, and I say, who didn't be more, we should say later in a back, say, one come. But two for Kura say a bang. What do you want Galam say? My member some bomb, I didn't hear. Oh, because Menina Jincher say, in fact, a whole regional. Oh, there be omo ye dear. Unse se kura many jinin some more kind on say. I am for Munti minimum from okay. Because you know why? And sound of legal man. You go through some processes or people some people and a better access a corner and their institutions are more mining so. In your Minerals Commission, or in fact, the ministry itself, your MMDCs, you want him for a total Honabako Jeans has no right every other mayor. Okay, my solution is this MPP ni NDC. See, Naya Kambumpa, Galamsi, you know. But you see, Ubenya, former President Mahama, promise yes, even Galamsi, for I had shown my 2 sons on my boom rasono. Ono ba obi yomuna obi free om na some kind 2016 o mampeni nanado then candidate nanado won also ka say oba obi regularize galamsey na no nche say obi free obi aya chi na tom na say regularization say no one so so dey Debbie so what the regularization I say no I don't know whether you are holding brief for former president. I'm not holding brief for anybody. Okay. I'm only making the point that is why I make us say me on that level. You know what, I've already made a certain fundamental statement says you know here Kambo man it may come back it is a offer former president Mahama obi afumumra okwa ye legal mining yet not to fiase no agina political platform so se oba sa ankofo ni nyina no be ma galamse fo ayo madwuma no mo aya choma tum kra no obi free omo adaya ohu ni se amra bi omo bu so kra no omenu omo enti no be yi omo. Then you have the national communications director of the NDC saying say oh omo ya galamse wa ban mu no omo ba you prosecute them. You see, that means you are not being fair. Me, I've said, say, the way you see, Kankalam say once, and I'm mean say, President Amma, and they say President Bishop MMDCs, Ewasante region, Amma, Omo warning. Why you bet you say, oh, for Galam say so? Say, you who say illegality now for so. Near Pamwa, people will set up. But I'm happy that yes, we have struggled in our quest to fight Galamsey, but it's not lost. We should continue. And they say, maybe I'll come once a meniaji, maybe I'll be some once a meniaji, continuously and come once a ma. And I'm very sure, say, we are going to end Galamsey. But we fully gonna form Galamsey fight. We have not. And then we have not. We have not. In fact, the problem Galamsey is endemic. Endemic. And not decay. How many endemic? No, I make us say a entire fabric. Intina emedes o two for crampono, a shana him for no crackers and for cramo can be. Journalist book can be. Oh, there are some journalists who are more they are corrupted. We call they are more for Franco Fosso. Now we some go from Guana, who is on Guana Babana. Who is on Guana Baba? Yes, and the politicians a can journalists Mokahubi. Ahemfo otufaka eka ho bi MMDCs eka ho bi etini de mo aye di hu nkomo aye tu husa no but me ye ma ye nimre ye bite but ye ka ho asem no it is a major step the way is ka ho asem now no a major step. Look, under NDC tax force by me boa e do time no mo so mo kwan so ma pre and the MPP yen so di biaba
baby
and na make say kwa de yes had another military aba o match some fines by 1,000 excavators
and
Nansenya omo ye
I'm telling you last week here
yes I was listening to
the minister Abujinapo
and he was making such revelations and the people they are prosecuting in court. So prosecution is one key step. Also many people see
but the party has been accused of double standard. Now they can with chairman a defending for accomplices. But former deputy interior minister a father would defend Aisha one. You have accused him of double standard. Oh, you're a lawyer. Do you think I can try to permit you because almost take a case?
You see, so who chrewa and which is a mawunya lawyer na. I don't think so.
No, some lawyers will be okay.
Oh, there be say here Aisha one. Also nya lawyer enjoy Aisha one. Abba na say wahem from so. Every person all right to legal representation. It doesn't matter. So be MPP, be NDC, any politician free. Every person all right to legal representation. And say if father and a defend Aisha one. I don't have Freddie Blaze says he is not. And chamber.
You said the chamber. So now
yes,
chamber.
Oh yes,
you are counsel.
Oh, me, I know that Freddie Blaze.
The baba.
Freddie Blaze. And yes. He said no. I know. I understand initially about and the twist people had put on it was that Aisha one.
The behind Aisha one.
Exactly. The four others. No. And the four others no become masem no. The lawyers or chairman, national chairman is of the view. So look, yes, these are foreign nationals. Omu fi bebi aba. And oti omu nkomo no. Separate and different from Aisha one. And you almost hear legal representation. How is Obi be accused of say na they be only defend Galamsey for the Baba Jama.
But defend Galamsey for the
yes. He has a lot of accused of Galamsey clients. A lot of them. But the young is a or a lawyer or a Juma and the law, every accused person has a right to legal representation.
Mo Ashanti Regional Chairman so far munche
no Ashanti Regional Chairman law be court be and I found the guilty how you say I just don't want to
no the minister says Neduma illegal
no who show the documentation and minister on your court and they are so investigated they have told them to stop minister on your court that be would you share Chairman to me and come away now when the documents are or they are me yes and it is what they are called no internet so the processes leading to the acquisition of that according to Chairman to our license yes according to our license
wow
just our land
but minister is only lines of my no
and me say minister
Chairman to me and no minister one abegin
me say Chairman to me chairman minister so kan and Chairman court and can say mamra and Antonio but obi ka say Chairman to me ganam so say no he's not into ganam say but he's into mining all right our documentation and you see mining a traditional occupation you name the data and yen right you know you swing na galamsey no illegal obia onam ekwan enye papa so na wa kwa land no Chairman to me says that the document nyina no in fact he has even told me say video
say all licenses to mine in the forest because forest they declare red zone
there be enya your forest reserve and see a call Chairman to me say na sase ne de na demarcated for the mining purpose.
However, according to your minister, all mining in the forest reserve.
And however, according to Chairman, to say there be or to me or kata or no. So we need to separate Safono. Omonam kwa bonus or moyo majuma. Any Chairman to me or no so no a one in kata, a one in Yama hour in a juma. But I'm happy because Chairman to me, it me, Adia Maniaji a war. Abujina Pohone say or you're wrong, say or you're right. At least Anya Biano, your original chairman. But Timiaka say, Ebia wo, Jejuma, Nianshe, Unyama Uyemu. So that's also a Timmy Bonabaso. So Timia say could but Chairman to say that
some investigation. My father, but the Minerals Commission and the Lands Ministry. information investigation be anywhere cost. Anyway, the police, I've checked with the police source. Who is the source of police station?
Oh, I know Seminars Commission for Efishim.
Almost
I know.
Minas Commission
for baby I'll call you information free.
Oh, it's a Minas Commission. But you know me, but I know sources.
I know that they are investigating. I know. So
there's no public statement other some in
fact, even there, where I buy say omunya ejuma, there was a bit of it that say omunya
I see.
Yes. Eti chema won't be so okuta nkrata nyina. So what we are talking about eye omwa omunin nkrata. Exactly.
Nti se ane de omampani say by the before be free power there. Galam say there. Let's say it is.
Yes, one must have promise
yeah, we should believe him this time.
Yes, we have to believe
because the first time we cast on the presidency but
and me niaje hu say it is still issue I can wasem all the time. And boa. Say any question assess and one company ever high. And one critical issue and so you say even your cocoa production crown is a risk.
Yeah, of course, it is.
Of this galamsey issue. Yeah. And that is why it's a national issue. I was in your account, so I'm happy.
My party nim Nancyana Chamaunt to be many Kwasi the Tafu MP. We invite you say Omar breach the party's code of conduct and he said more endorse any presidential candidate. Yourself has been accused as well. So we endorse about me.
I've never endorsed anybody.
You've never endorsed anybody?
Never.
Oh, there are stories online. So
oh, they are one with some
police stories in the map.
Police are there, yes.
Jomudin trust.
So Obinaka. Have you seen me in any statement, in any radio interview? Me my endorse about me.
Nana B MPP youth leaders because now me kind story no we Ghana web dating at that July 2021 say national youth leader of the NPP Henry Nabuachi has led the leadership of the youth wing of the party to declare support for the vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Now no declare baby vice president vice president.
See, well,
we went to pay visit the Okosrano. And your captain say the Jumedia OD as vice president, we support him. It is not a presidential ambition.
And in a year,
they were quiet 2021. Even that time I was national youth organizer.
Right.
Yes.
It's in a year, Jumedia as a vice president.
Jumedia as a vice president on the office. That is it. How can anybody say this?
It is how you organize and you still stand by what you say.
That what?
So we support what?
Yeah, we have to support him. You have to support the president. We have to support the vice president.
They make up vice president.
He is the vice president. We have to support him in Najumoye as vice president.
And then the flag bearer ship.
No, and that one is separate and different. And then the opposite flag bearer. And no, as a national officer, but as a vice president, I support him. Also, my board say no call. There have been times where I've joined him. Was it last year? No, he was commissioning some projects as a national youth organizer. May join in the pain. If say ne Okwakoye Juma or commission there a state Juma as national organizer, I will follow him.
But join him.
Not supporting him. What is wrong with that? But say Oye flag bearer. Debbie, I will not do so. I will not do so.
It's a quasi-funny to me case in the question. Someone invite you.
We have caution. Won't to me crowd there. We did not invite him. It was a wound to me. It was a caution from the general secretary. So Senor and moi.
And one
yes, he said that was even
as it should be in hobby.
Oh no, say no. Hey baby, your day. My friend said set a certain line. Said nobody should cross this line.
Okay.
It afterwards now a convincing thereby and a hopes in thereby. And the two of them were caught. They were cautioned. And Omwa signing a bond of good behavior. Say Emma Sebium. Recently, I think there was a regional minister who also did some endorsement.
Accra.
And quickly he apologized.
Apologized.
Oh yes.
Henry Cote.
Yes, he's apologized. But he rewrote a statement.
It just go for endorses and no apologize. No sanctions against them.
No, you see, I'm happy that
the party is becoming indisciplined.
Oh no, I'm happy that from that time, no, there have been a certain level of decorum.
They're going to say Henry Cote the NICO.
And I'm saying, on one, as I throw, we can say, you apologize. I'm not coming apologizing. I will apologize and engine one. A duvi say Zambia and they are finding 500,000. No apologize to Napo Fino.
Also, be challenge case in work.
My brother Samijan Fish will just be humble enough. Napo will be our forgiving. He has a big heart. Look, or the qua pew because he say, Asemno,
even Butian,
and you know, we here as we be and once a million, Brad Penny, Rinya, Mr. Fache, young Queen, Napo de Channel. In fact, even the earlier on crown, on one by some coming out of course, and then Napo, who may share, who will be a Adoye Ewumupa, Kona Kucha 40,000 ma Usu children's home. Now I render apology.
Hey, Sana, Napoka, so go to 40,000
and from
Usu children's home, and a Samijan Fianya. And I say, so
now all the Anya be 500,000. Is there 40,000 1 year? 500,000 is good here. The community edge to man and one some the Nasam co. Then Napo I know has a big heart, but sometimes intimate in the pension fees.
We don't be for like 2 minutes now for
Pakamistre. We want to see a mania control producer. We are joining His Excellency the President, who's a man part of the tour.
Yeah.
To Mr. with the Mamakonya, our Brazil, from Fancham. Okay. Mention Nanka Memco.
Mati. Because many messages be what I'll be Casse, call for market, you know. And the president Kufo.
We be saying Yabre as a
Jana Jim.
You be saying Yabre as a Meshawa.
Mati.
If you are Menina, a lot of ways, and Macatron, some more anti members.
It's really won't create the share if you come away when any Ashafonka Sabe 1 minute and
and you can say a woman, a bride woman, and a brow be any John, and some war Shimuson Cose, Yamia Daroma, and Chibiano, Ibifimu, Inyanya Rishimu, His Excellency the President, in all of this. Oguso Juma or commission project at the Mayasini Hobisi Ahin Yentanichi Nyenjwan. I'm very sure we will be out of the woods very soon. Ebushan for Nyamishamu, Semutim Oyerepa TV.
That's the national organizer of the government NPP, Henry Nana Boache. I don't know until these are the assurances. Yes, sure, anymore. The 2 years here, obviously, making the 18 bus. They breaking the 18 and 7.
We will win the elections. We will win the elections. MPP will win the elections.
MPP will win the elections.
I'm telling you.
Sir.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Yeah,
we will win the elections.
Yo, Mati. Yem o mampeni Nana the Danke Kufado ba yera ni senka kedo kai na fe. Na wachi ba ko join no very soon. Yenti mbasisi ya.
Double say, my baby became bigger cry. We are getting out to random.
Asante Hesiame. Oha. Yo, mentu otumfo osetitu ababio ene na nanoma wo mehia se ewie hu ye wa ha nenye bone e ba na nsram. Ise minister kan na fibia bomba de se me ba bo apro Ghana man nyina mu na mehwe e de ekoso titiro adwuma aban ne eye na Yakupon hye ma na ba ne se ene ena edu se meba Asante memu nanso Kwesi ada be ba be hye ase na se mekọ na mekọ ji hira wo Yakupon Timmy free sense friends me free sense friends ese me ba ha Insha no emienu a se me saka ansa no Asante mu ba ko ayo Yakupon de na ba ko so e wo so de di baya asem titu a nam na maba be hwe de ekoso aba na adwuma ye wo ha matete se nkofo bi ne na be ka so me ba na Asante memu menye adwuma bia wo ha yo mate de me ba be ene kusi bukwada no ene be chese ampa ma ye adwuma wo ha na menye adwuma wo ha abeda mbizi aye adwuma pa nearly 300 kilometers of asphaltic road e was Asante memu eno ka Kumasi 100 kilometers aye wo ha no enka 100 kilometers ye wo mia bebre ni urban roads 32 separate hospital projects in Ashanti in my time since I came into office. when you are near Baby, now 1 year, 1 year, said I said, 1 day, and said, at intro, and the fra, and the baby born my, it's me who baby I want to struggle. I never go so me there, Nana, send me breast to Hano. As somebody is Ghana, no, Casa or Hono Apejapa, a so called Galamsey. As I remember, that means a second for Galamsey who was my baby, Matiso Bia, Nananuso Kahubi. I can't Galamsey who was I will just say, a Jumano, a coin no. Because I'm out for you now, so any a can't some more. And no, the between me who quiet between me a faso, et me a brand as here. Tiguzo, this a baby amba, memoir. I said that in any seas every month, the summer by. Na any baby so I had the Barbaya, Eddie Barbaya, Katasha, Najusa, and no coming me a human who cry. A bassy a baby tunasia, you be tunasia so, a quiet fellow, a queen biaso. Na I made them so send an anum so do any esiso. I'm just saying, and Sakura, or 2 for Oko Cabi, I sent my counsel. You know, I asked some papa, son, which media Abba, I'm out for you, yes, I did BBS in now, come boom, it's me banner, a brand as here, or Ghana. To be by a massam cramba. But if I'm the one that made you were the answer order now. Now, one penny for Oma, Nana no more, the dimension the Abaha. Tiabaya, as some cracker, but that's so. So, Kwesi, when you're quiet, a mammy, pound for say by near Baby, Chiao, a Baby G, if you so. Tiabaya, yes, some cracker enough. But I must say,
It's, that's the president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo there. Bernibeka say another verbal assurance. Say Galamsey ni there. Ubi twasie. Within kan akaba kodada anye juma. This time wasanya kan. How confident are you? Say this time no. Obetimi esi ano kwan. Nana biya nene wie nkomo sesi ano chere say eyade o man penny. We are very committed. Why not gonna say yade Obesia no kind. Maybe a phone lines, but with them, just by way of quick information, young share a communications minister as law statement of the buyer and run a joke. More register myself briefly na fee. Maybe a phone lines and a ma ashafona. Any comment you have? Yene asofwa kasa or more call Eastern Region Penaman community. Omoko share near Koso Galamsey and some Koso Ewo Hono. Profempon Manso Trese, Ayadio Manko Bompire. Now, the statement, reads Ahano, in the young question and kind, we are having another Ghana for normal registancy to send many QSC na ya registano, no diasi. Aha, and also Trese is here almost about 28,000. And now, already almost seminar linked to Ghana card no with the stage 1, representing 67.28% of a year about 42,000. It's a question of Yafian and Sama or Cano. It's a costra. No, okay, Nani say. No, okay, Nani say. Oh, there's another part. There's a page, 2 pages. Into page 2, no. I'm saying page 2. It's young costro. Na young kind in 7 or Cano. I say it is, however, disconcerting that almost 10 million people who have linked their SIM cards to Ghana card stage 1 have not completed their stage 2. It's a say 10 million. Ghana for 10 million. Every stage 1 no. Akasombe stage 2 no munye. Sanko foni na esla say be block you mo. I say there is no excuse for this since these individuals have their Ghana card. Sanko for come once me 10 million come once me. Omo Ghana card. Nanso so omo imagine say omo konko register. Na your kosra no can say number 1 kosra number 1 number 1 or say all SIM cards that have been linked to Ghana cards i.e. completed stage 1 no but have not completed their stage 2 registration will be blocked from the end of October busumwe muno end of October wow will register no you be block you.
From 1st November.
From 1st November kwano you be block you. This is not an extension of the deadline, but a temporary moratorium to encourage these individuals to complete the process. If they have any peculiar challenges, they should contact the NCA. Or say, how be NCA. But question maybe say as I represent NCA for no, don't say any memoir. NCA office no me say any wa. It's in the summer as like air cannon. Now, what about number 2 now? What about number 2? I say the NCA is in discussions with the NIA on registered amputees and other categories of person. Said the moment we did them, our meeting can register, you know. NCA and NIA for didn't come on how one meet me aboard a yes, in Kofoni or say the provision made earlier for service active outside Ghana and diplomats still stand to more abructly in the Ghana. Monso so in Cheshire will be Monso so Moyewe. Mombetimi are registered. So all data only SIMs, including those issued by Selfline, Busy Internet, Telisol, and any institution such as ECG, have up to the end of November to complete registration. More when you see a year my fire no, they find a my fire no device now and no internet and kwa and now will use no the patch up more there. Your mom at the end of November. So November na someone can register so device now. So device no e be block it. Oh, so my fire no chip shim. In so call register sa chip and send the internet also. Also some people have registered more than 10 SIM card for personal use. And the data has identified it and will clean it up. And go for also out. Oma register some 10. Chip yo be.
The warning in
MTN ko be 10 or be 7. Whether for be 3, it go be 4.
What the
or say you who sound go phone na e be mu na mudi efe system no. They should, as a matter of urgency, delink on wanted SIM cards immediately. Now there's a point he made about say omo register SIM so be so register to order that. Into oba no atoma. Into the equia we say the no details and no register details in the amount. Into me pack am kwanam or the equia SIM ye equia din or the amount. What is uncle for you na we show mo na watch your meeting no. Ebuja for we any the statement from Madam Eslowusu, she said, go for the Terminator. Terminator 1. Terminator 1.
Now, Kwesi was so a simple rank, I this one, Casacasania, some great.
But see, the point is still not for your Ghana car.
10 million no money.
They will tell me no money. Some of them want to block you.
No, the Yanni won't say a block and a block you being so an idea. Now say I almost block. It's a blocking Matilda dear. Meanwhile, I register. And tell us or can't want some on a tree. Almost restoring the service back at the man. Almost ya na sa coffee be no more dear. We say almost we use contract line. We say be use contract line, but some you are good. Almost there, I'm some moment shadan can't say we know. Oh, sir. I yeah, be some once a minute. Minimum bill use Vodafone contract line. Omo de no de say omo de dem so omo dili one on one ye to gum every day ne de ye do so ye kwato 10 cities
you register some
contract line for ye bisa one asem
and me check
contract line for ye bisa one na omo use Wi-Fi so no obo office o use ana efie omo nyina wo so omo register
na make any data sim no and for the data sim into Wi-Fi and my fire
yeah.
Wow, you see sad data sim me jam de o me ba na ka me chiam sa no man
yeah
so register also ya more by the end of November in this November na say won register sa sim na say
e be jefu so mo mo ni ko so nye cheap e phone mu nko a Wi-Fi ne routers ne sa na na ye de adwuma ba bi office
you see Selfline mom you see Telisol mom you see MTN for MiFi ni nyina no e some courage so me you see MiFi it's no yes, my register media.
And you're more fire.
Yeah, more fire. And then such that I say,
powerful. And
was for you common fan champs. I begin to me for course, but I'm fan champ. But you're quite dear, me patch up. Maybe that's a we church. I sorry, we school be organization be. Or so your party, or so your wedding. Or your naming ceremony, me patch up. Maybe so call your palace rental services. Omo be BAB. Fine. Be beyond the word no more be beyond the year more be the name is be BAB from a yet chillers lowering device tent in cheese tent or maki tent or yes about could be the gazebo tent only neighbor tent BAB
dome
nina be tables chairs just say Baby a wonya bia mpacho pa.
Mobile toilets ni nyina become.
PA system nyina omo obi wo ho. Nti say a full package on the mouth. Palace rental service. A full package. Temperature pa from and that pay on 0207 213360 0207 213360 and 0208 474333 0202 474333. Bebacho ubehu amo ewo Asukwa near the Makion Temple and also in Kranza near the DVLA junction of Obuasi Road. And in Kranza here dia na king enye techi one Kranza e tria dia na king Kumasi Kokobin Kranza kwa na king e wo ko Obuasi a omo ho nti e besre so wo pe yehu nyoma wede ho nyoma nemi se ho nyoma Palace Rental Services and also ko Asokwa near the Makion Temple e ho no mo Samson and Kranza oko DVLA junction no so ambacho ubehu omo ewo ho aha ena dey enda dwumedie no ebesi egia wutie na nabi me sam no kan no na ye ode
na ye me de baby ananka mepese ubisa ne mame once mama ye obedi 40 years last year no or so
children's hospital no no
yente wansem bi na say bi na complaints bi fifi ho ba asa say oba okọ e o mo sheda ntene but o promise yes bedi ne 41st no no we kra no adru
say we for me 43rd kra ana
I'm saying 41 man
41 man and last year okay
nanka person bisa wanse ba was obeba
na yeah, of course oba so and also no pentament you know say
modi nkomo na afa nti wasama no fantinyi de ne wasamara
no wasama
nti abusuafo every 6 am ene e betena se beso mo ebesi sabre braso ye hye mo bose enoma pana na ye de beserve mo se de Kwesi aka no nanka wose bi phone license so bre no edi etia nti wo se ye je no ho nyame yadom akina ya beto aso ma mo ye sorry so ye de aka nyina eja sports crew no sometime mo to champion abusuafo besom na wo mo edi sports update edi atoa so me din de Akua Asiedua me ne Kwesi paka wo se me ne Kwesi na besom mo adomdom ye ne a ekina e ye da foforo ye da mu nyina ase e ma mo mu ni hwe nso